Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. How are we? Welcome, welcome. Welcome in. Hello. Celestarius Ball. Hello, welcome. How are you? Hi, Mono. How are you doing? Nightwolf Studio. Hello, welcome. How are you? You're painting. Oh, very nice. Contemplating if I should paint my minis while watching stream. Why not? I mean, it's a Twitch stream. It's basically like the old turn timers on Total War. Darkon, hello, welcome. How are you? Welcome in. Getting double audio. What is the reason for the I fixed. It's because it for some reason it reset some stuff. Does it sound better today? It's not peaking, no quietness, hopefully. Fix is good. They say, hi Andragon, welcome, how you doing? Fix, good. I'm glad it's fixed. I'm hoping it sounds crispier today. But we'll see.
You don't want to miss it. Hopefully you can
I'm just trying to listen to the stream, because they're chatting away right now, but it's like they're talking about the championship and stuff, and they're talking about what they hope is going to happen. So it's a little bit yet until they do the actual announcements. But we'll see what they have to announce. What are people hoping for? What do you guys want? What do you want Warhammer to bring you? What do you want Santa Hams to bring you? I'm painting my homebrew Skaven Chaos faction for 40k. Oh, very nice. Night Codex Day. You just want the Codex? People go crazy over the Codex. I don't know. But that might be because I'm not a player. I like a player. Just yes. Mockrim, hello, welcome. How you doing? Welcome in. How we doing today? Oh. Does the audio sound different to yesterday? And can you hear my PC going in the background? Doing good. I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad. I'm sorry that the thingy, the stream is being so late today. Yeah, wanted to cover this thingy. If you're not in my Discord, or if you are in my Discord but you haven't seen, I think a couple of people are getting together in the Discord voice chat to chit chat about it while you watch. Also, I look forward to updated models for the Grey Knights, namely Kaldor Drago. The Grey Knights. Ooh, what faction are they? What are they? Where are they from? Can't hear PC, but I'm on phone, so my speakers are crap. Okay. Sounds good. No other audio coming through. Yay! I was tweaking last night. Well, I was tweaking the settings. I was not tweaking. I'm just hoping. I'm just really hoping it doesn't peak and cut me off. So there we go. Nice faction. Skaven are awesome. Yes. We need some more Skaven. Even if they were like bringing out just Skaven for a whole year, I feel like there'd be enough Skaven. We'd need something else. We would get to a point where we'd be like, maybe it's a bit much now. I don't even know which side I should be on today, because we're gonna be doing it so that we can see their chat too. I don't know why. I mean, there's no point really. Do you guys want to see their chat as well as yours, or would that be too much chatception for you? Also guys, I actually retained some information that I learned yesterday on the 40k video, which is amazing. The Skaven one I mostly already knew, but the one for the 40k I actually retained some information, which I have actually relayed to Mono, so he knows. I can prove it. I have a witness of remembering lore hammer. Grey Knights are demon hunters. Oh, demon hunters. Very nice. They exclusively fight the threat of chaos in the name of the Emperor. Also, each one is an incredibly powerful psyker. Oh, okay. So they're 40k. So I'm very cautious about whether or not they're gonna start setting up early. I don't know. That's cool though. That's cool. It'd be cool to see some like a variety, whether not just 40k, but it'd be nice to see obviously some fantasy, some well, Age of Sigmar, I guess, or fantasy, because they rebooted Old World, didn't they? Indeed, yes, for the Great Horned Rat. Indeed, yes, squeak, squeak, and all that. I'm here. What did I miss? Nothing yet. Hi, Peaches. How are you? Yes, you've missed nothing yet. It's all good. We're fine. Yeah, we're nothing's happened yet. I'm currently watching the stream, so that I know, just in case they just go, wow, here's the announcement right now. Big summer preview, not blowout. And hi, Mimi. I got a question. What question do you have? What is your question? Oh shit, they actually stopped broadcasting. Teehee. I think it's because it's two different teams. One that was doing the championships and one which was doing the actual announcements. Yeah. So what is your question? I don't know why I'm sat there waiting. It's going to take a while. The delay is incredible. Right. Can I organize events on Discord for games like Warhammer Total War 3 or Darkside? Of course you can. Of course you can. If you would like to have people to play with and organize stuff like that, of course you can. Of course. And if you do, thank you. Thank you for the 2 that you've already arranged. I'm thinking of arranging a Total War Warhammer event anyway. I think it does mean Darktide. Darksiders? I don't know. I'm assuming it's Darktide. So, yeah, I'm planning on getting a Total War Warhammer 3 event going. It's going to be a little bit more like a kind of battle royale-ish, rather than a full-on campaign. So the idea would be that it's almost like a gladiator thing where the winner of this round will then go to fight someone else. And then the winner of that round will go on to fight someone else, and so on and so on and so on. There's some really silly little rules because I want to make it funny. Not just fun, but funny. So there's some really stupid little rules that I want to put in. Some really dumb stuff. Just see how it goes. Yes, Darktide, I'm 8 beers. Dude, they haven't even done the announcement yet, and you're 8 beers in. You're not going to even be able to remember them, are you? Sounds nice. Where do I sign up? Anywhere you like. It would be held in Discord. It very likely won't be streamed, purely because I would hope to have a bunch of different people in voice chat, because we could all be cheering people on. You'd be like, woo, go. I don't know. Boob grabber 69. Woo, you got it. So, yeah, so just in case people got carried away, they maybe said something that isn't quite stream friendly or anything like that. Yeah, so I probably wouldn't stream it. It would just be in Discord. So if you wanted to join that, then you could obviously join the Discord. If you wanted to join the Discord just for that one event, then obviously feel free. I don't mind if people join for the thing they want and then leave again. That's completely fine. Obviously, if you do stay, you just know you're signing up for a whole world of weird every day when you wake up. I'll set it up on Darktide. Let me post the link. Damn, can't post the link. Yeah, you can't post links in the Discord. Did you mean set it up right now or later on? Or Juju Voodoo, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, you can't post links in this chat. I still have not figured out how to fix it. I do. I'm glad. How are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Gorilla Master, hi, welcome. How are you? Oh my god, it has been a minute. It has. A hot minute. How are you doing? Can someone post the link for the Discord? If you just do exclamation Discord, it does it for you. I am somewhat prepared. Not entirely, but somewhat. You know? My last time here was like 2 months ago. Well, welcome. Things have happened in 2 months. Much Warhammer, actually. It was the biggest thing. Warhammer, yeah, Warhammer's probably the biggest thing that has changed in that time. Much Warhammer has been hammered. Much wars have been hammered. Much dying, actually. Lots and lots of dying. But it's been fun. It's been very fun. But welcome back, anyway. Welcome. What up, everyone? Hi, Greyway Sage. How are you? Welcome. Yeah, I saw the notifications, but I just bought my new house and stuff. Congratulations! Didn't have time, sadly. Yeah, sadly you didn't have time, but you're on to bigger and better things. And like, I don't expect people to just drop their life and come in and, you know, watch me and shit. So yeah. But I'm glad to have you back. I hope everything is going well with your new house. I know it can be stressful and busy. Well, I would anytime. Okay, well, thank you. But yeah, people are screaming hashut in in the chat. Apparently they want some chorfs. Starting assembly of first mini. Oh, very nice. Valley Wolf, hi, welcome. How you doing? Hello, Mimi, hello, chat. And I was worried that I missed your stream while watching preview show, but now I can watch it with you and chat. You can indeed. I'm really sorry though. I'm a talker. I'm gonna try not to chit chat over important things, but I can't promise anything. Am I late? Hi, Radaman. No, you're not late. Welcome in. How are you doing? But no, you're not late. This is for chat only. Oh my god. Okay. Fun fact, we still don't know how big he can make an atomic, and with that we consider him planetary, but he never pushed himself to the max. He was just having fun, so he could be solar system, or I don't know the correct term for it, or above of it by one. I mean towards the first one. What? Okay, that's very much not aimed at me because I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh man. Oh good god. Oh, we're like 2 minutes in. We've only just started and I'm already balding. It's the stress. It's the stress. The stress of dealing with this degeneracy. Bold, yes. So much bold has happened in the time you've been gone, Gorilla Master. Much bold. Join the club. Oh. Savannah, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in. No stress, grab pillow. Indeed. I feel better now. I feel better. Oh yeah, we have 2 new emotes. I completely forgot. We have one which is the pointing emote for reasons, and we have a sheep jumping emote. And just to confuse Twitch and make them concerned, I called it just jump again. Much like the other one was called jump. You know, the boingy 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 boingy. Yeah, I called it just jump again. So they're like, oh, it's fine. Or watch Eminence in Shadow. Great fan. Man, Eminence in Shadow was a fantastic anime. I really enjoyed that. Is it Delta? I'm pretty sure Delta's the wolf girl, isn't she? Delta, best girl. Jump hasn't been approved. Not yet. It will. It was approved earlier on, but I had to re-upload it because it was a little janky. Mono fixed it, and now it's all great. Delta, right? Best girl. Delta, best. Yeah, Delta is best girl. She's amazing. I love her. Yeah, we like some Eminence in Shadow here. Emperor's Armpits, hello, welcome. How you doing? What's the announcement? I don't know yet. So Warhammer are going to be doing some announcements today. They're going to be, well, announcing some new stuff, I suppose. And yeah, so we're going to have a look and watch it together. It's almost like a watch along, I suppose, and just see, I guess. See what they're bringing out. The new stuff they're bringing out. You just want to cuddle her? I know. I just want to like pet her and cuddle her, and she's so cute. All right, off to get snacks. No problem. You get your snackies. I've literally just had dinner, so I hopefully won't need snacks. Hopefully. People are asking for reworks of the Stomper. I don't know what the Stomper is. Bear in mind, this is the very first Warhammer announcement I've ever actually watched. It's the first Warhammer announcement I've actually paid attention to. But I thought, given the Warhammer-ness of the streams these days, I thought it would be very nice for us all to sit and watch, and that way we all know. Same? Oh, it's the first for you too. I'll be playing Redacted, so I might be slightly distracted. That's fine. You carry on playing World of Warcraft. Oh. Okay, maybe I'm overdoing my fondling of Delta. Oh, she's lovely though. She's lovely. Someone wants McDonald's crossover with Warhammer. I don't know. I feel like it'd be too chokeable for kids. More Warhammer is always good. Dick Hardley, welcome. How are you doing this evening? It is. It's always good. Always very nice. Okay, now I have to watch it again all together for the 12th time. I don't know how many times I watched it. Only probably about 3, I think. I just finished watching No Game No Life again, and every time I watch it, I'm like, yeah, No Game No Life, and then I get to the end of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, there was never a second season, and it makes me sad. So I'm on the prowl for a new one to be watching. I don't mind rewatching stuff. I'm thinking I'd like to do a new one. Just drop Sid into Warhammer. Drop what into Warhammer? I'm chill, just stopping by for a bit before I get back on the tractor. Brilliant. Well, I'm glad I'm glad you're chill. And it's nice for you to come along. Can we get a little Friday Brian update? I don't know if I could launch everything in time before the announcement starts. Oh, I'll be playing after the announcement. So yes, you will get a Brian update. There will be a Brian update today, I promise. But also Jamie Shannon, hello, how are you? Welcome. It would be fun as fuck. I didn't imagine Warhammer toys in Happy Meals. I imagine Ronald McDonald becoming Primark. With all the like little like, oh, what are they fucking called? You know, the little tassel things, the seals. God, I can't even. But they have little McDonald's symbols on them. Sid Kagana. Oh, I see. I didn't know his name was spelled with a C. Actually, I'm playing Warhammer Online and not WoW. Oh, I see. Nice. I'm gonna have a look at that. You said about the other day. I'm gonna have a look. Got any ballpark for what you'd be interested in watching? Anything that's like a medieval fantasy isekai. I am very much a lover of Overlord. I love that shit. Konosuba, like pretty much anything that's well, pretty much anything that's a fantasy. Medieval fantasy. Anything that's medieval fantasy. It doesn't even have to be an isekai, just medieval fantasy. I love that shit. Who played Tacticus? Not me. Just about to say Overlord. Oh man, I love Overlord. I'm actually, the last cosplay I was touched that I was working on and have not finished is a Clementine cosplay. It was like a cross between the manga and the anime because I liked elements from both. So yeah, that one. Anything? Yes, anything. Berserk? No. Been there, done that, got the trauma. Shit, isekai. That's my place of research. 2-3 shows a day. Jobless Reincarnation. Which one was that? I've seen that one. Jobless Reincarnation. Is that the one Is that the one where he's like with the red-haired female girl in it? Is it that one? Manga is top. I haven't actually read the manga. I've just seen pictures. When I was looking for reference images of Clementine for the cosplay, I saw some of the manga ones, and I was like, actually, there's elements of both that I like. It's good trauma though. I don't know. Oh no, don't get her started on Goblin Slayer. Fucking love Goblin Slayer. He can keep the helmet on. Yes, with the blue and white haired girls, he has 3 wives. I have very strong opinions about that anime, which I won't go into. It caused some debate on the Discord. Yeah. But yes, Goblin Slayer. Love me some Goblin Slayer. Overlord, Goblin Slayer. Honestly, I can't even list the amount of different ones I love. Re-Monster. That's one I've not heard of. That's one I've not heard of. Are you talking about the anime, not the Karaya character? Like Goblin Slayer? I mean, the character... I like the anime Goblin Slayer, and I like the character, okay? I don't know, it's just the tin can voice, just... You know what I mean? Anyway. Bad Boys 2. I don't know if Bad Boys 2 is an anime. I haven't even seen Bad Boys 1, let alone 2. Gate was okay. Gate? No, Gate. Sliffy is the best one. He should have had she is the best one. I don't know who that is. In what way? Because I actually like the story, but I can see why it would. In the way of he's in a child's body, but he's actually got a 40-year-old man's brain. And then he does sexual stuff with a little girl. And I know he's a little boy physically, but in his brain he's not. And it does keep on reiterating the fact that he's not a little boy in his brain. So, I'm not going to get onto my opinions of that. Oh, guys, it's starting, guys. Shit.
Exciting. We have a big preview today.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of Warhammer. We've got stuff from all sorts of different settings, from Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, some Horus Heresy in the mix there as well. There's a little bit of something for everybody, it's fair to say.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's talk about how it's going to work.
Cooking in the dungeon was good. Oh, delicious in dungeon. Oh, yes.
We are your hosts, but we are not alone.
Family Guy Best Moment 43. What are you talking about?
Simon Grant sat over there in question corner.
Japanimation around these parts.
Simon, what are you doing today?
Hey folks, welcome to the show. I'm going to be fielding questions.
Same thing can be said with Slime and Overlord.
If you do have any questions that you'd like to ask them, please.
I don't know which parts you're thinking of, but
in big letters,
hang on, let's get rid of this. It's kind of in the way.
All your comments, and I will do my best to track them, and hopefully we'll get an opportunity later on the show.
Ari Farita, good anime too. I liked that one.
Perfect.
I did like Ari Farita.
We're going to be taking some breaks throughout the sort of proceedings.
They said they're going to be taking some breaks. I think that's disgraceful.
We have a lot of content to cover off. We think we're going to be here for between an hour and 90 minutes.
They're very quiet.
If we go fast. So bear with us and we'll do our best. We're aware the chat is still filling up. There's people flooding in from around the world. So the first thing I'd like to do is throw a question out there, maybe get you involved, which is let us know where in the world you're from. I do it every time and I always enjoy the answer. And while you start punching in your coordinates, not too specific, I've got a question for you, Eddie. Done any hobby?
Wales!
Oh, glad you asked, Adam. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of Horus Heresy hobby.
I
did, and I did. So I've got some white scars on my table at the moment, got them all sprayed up, and I've started painting a jet bike. but using some of the
wonder
Horus
if the
Heresy
Chaos
transfers
Dwarves
on the
are
side, so it looks very nice.
meant to come
Looking
out
forward to getting some of those done. I've also got some Space Wolves. I bought the new Space Wolf box. Like a lot of people, very excited by the new Space Wolf army as well.
Very, even as a Dark Angels fan,
it's a lovely box.
Tempting.
I think that has
Have
brought
they
a
not
lot
got a
of
better
people to
camera? What's
Fenris.
going on? Why are they going all
How
live?
about yourself? Have you been doing any
Well,
cool
I'm
Warhammer?
glad you asked. The short answer is yes. I bought myself some new a new kill team. I went for the Hernkin yesterday, and I'm going to have a crack at that. I've not. Really
What is wrong with you people? Why do you keep
The
bombarding my
other thing,
castle?
only went to the Throne of Skulls with my good friend Damien
How you
O'Byrne,
doing? Welcome
and we
in.
brought home
Welcome
a gold
Raiders.
medal, which
Hello,
was
hello,
super
how are
fun to
you?
play so many games of the Middle
let
Earth
me do
battle
the
games together with so
thing.
many lovely. Huge shout out. I met a father and son team who'd flown all the way across to join in from the US, and they're now hiking, backpacking around the mountains
What an
somewhere in
unexpected
Spain.
journey.
Literally. Tremendous. So I hope you get to tune in wherever you are.
Anyone recommending
it
anime
was really fun.
pre-2010?
Thank
Carry
you to
on,
all
carry
my
on, because there was
opponents
some
who
freaking
played
good
and then
ones.
thought I wasn't such a horrible person to play against. Always nice. So, Si, where are people from?
Oh, all over the place. It's wonderful. So we've got folks from Australia, Canada, USA, Spain, pretty much all over the globe. Someone's claiming they're even from Caliban. I'm not sure the truth of that one.
Only the very best among us could possibly come from such an estimable place. Awesome.
Yes, welcome in,
Right.
welcome in.
So,
We're doing a
as I said before,
Warhammer
we've got about
watch-a-thon,
90
watch-along.
minutes worth of like wall-to-wall Warhammer content in this big summer Warhammer preview. We should probably look to begin.
Yeah, let's get stuck in, shall we?
Right, so, Raph, punch the first video.
So just before we go in, the new guy, he's a little bit peculiar, but just
Guys,
bear
there's a
with it.
female
cool.
in Warhammer. Guys. Oh man, this is kind of... Fake content! Ooh. Guys! Oh my god, the ads! No, not ads! Right now? The Votan provide.
on a road trip.
Space Dwarfs.
What an incredible set of reveals for
short?
the Leagues of Votan.
Yeah, so this is the largest release for the Leagues of Votan since the initial release of the army. This is a huge expansion, all in plastic for
I'm so sorry for the ads.
that
Oh my
force.
fucking God.
There is new heavy infantry, there's some new artillery, there's loads of new really characterful characters to add to the army. There's some new vehicles, all sorts of stuff. So there's
but
a
hi,
kind of
Crimson,
shot
how
of
are
the
you,
full army
welcome?
there, but let's take a closer look at some of the specific models, specific units to be added into the force. We'll start with the Arcanist Evaluator.
Yeah, so within the Leagues of
With a
Votan, they're not
pew-pew, he's
afraid
ready
of
to go.
developing technology and expanding their understanding. And so an Arcanist Evaluator is kind of, aside from the ordinary...
I wish I
kin
could
within
pause
sort of
this
the
for the
war
people that are
bands
getting ads. I'm so
operate.
sorry.
He's a member of the science guilds that are responsible for new technologies, and he brings to battle an experimental weapon in the sort of closing phases of development. This is a transmatter inverter.
It's a cool name.
Yeah, it's got 4 fire modes.
Transmatic
and on the highest
inverter,
one,
big
it
word.
literally triggers lethal atomic transformations. What that means is death.
Yeah, so he's taken out his new experimental weapon
Was the
basically
Space
to the
Dwarves
battlefield
in before?
to see if it is,
The old?
as he suspects, powerful enough to melt Space Marines, tanks, or Tyranid monsters, whatever he happens to come up against.
Pretty much yes to the
Pretty
above.
much yes to all of the above. He's not part of the official sort of Leagues of Votan military hierarchy, so he doesn't join your units necessarily, but he kind of hangs around in your army next to them, and he's got kind of lone operative ability if he's near your infantry, that sort of thing. But a very useful, characterful little model to add into your Leagues of Votan force,
Yes,
and a nice way of kind of showing the
that's something I'd like to
some
know
of
more
the kind of lore and culture of the army as well, of the Leagues of Votan.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a glimpse
This
behind
fucker on the
sort of
side that just
curtain,
was
isn't it? And
boring.
you can see some of the things,
You'll see
that
him
sort of
above my head
key
in a
into that.
minute.
He's got these
He just was
optics on
boring.
His weapon. You can almost imagine sort
Ungrateful
of
shit.
recording the data from the results.
That's a very cool head as well, kind of mad scientist vibe going on.
Yeah, and if you wanted to, there's a separate, a different head that you can have, which is helmeted, or if you just fancy some
These
health
are
and
the head
safety protocols, then
Absolutely.
that's the way to go. Next
Doesn't
up,
he look
my
cool, though?
absolute standout favourite.
I can imagine
this
him
is the
being
thing
in
that
some
made me
different
march into
colours, though.
Warhammer
That would
World
be very
yesterday
nice.
and buy some
More plastic
Leagues of
crap
Votan
to
models for
consume.
myself. The Memnir
They changed their
strategist.
law.
He is an Ironkin. Those of you who are fans of the League of Votan
Hi,
will
Satan. Welcome,
understand
welcome.
that the Ironkin are
Abominable intelligences.
well, not in their mind, but they're artificial intelligences which they hold an
so
equal
cool.
position within Votan society. There's a CU unit inside of each of them, and that's sort of within that iron dome that is normally his head. The first really cool thing about this model is that you see the little
It's got like a little
things
pen.
that are on in the Imperium. You call them mechadendrites, right? These cables that come out of him.
You see the
Each of those
detail
is
on
an
that little
additional
screen?
CU unit. So he is the combined intelligence of
Is there
multiple
theatre
Ironkin,
mode? There is, I'm
essentially.
sorry.
And he uses that to enormous effect in terms
fine.
of strategy and tactics on the battlefield, directing
we
the
go.
efforts of the kin around him. It keys into a rule as well, which is known as yield points, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. And most importantly, he looks amazing.
It's a very, very cool miniature, isn't it? Really characterful. I think
Is it
also
because it's
got
so quiet?
some spare arms on the front there, which is holding onto
bonus
his
arms.
holding onto his little data pad. He's tapping away on there,
Look at
giving orders
detail
to
on
all
that
the various
screen.
kin and Lisa
Look at
Votan
that.
units across the battlefield. And his main pair of arms he's used to sort of hold in his contemplative states, which is the exact pose that I have when I'm considering my movement phase in Warhammer 40,000.
And if you want to dazzle your friends with some knowledge, the array he's got on his back is called a cognitar mantle, and that's where he gets like his extra brain power from. Really sensational. Speaking of Ironkin, these are a new unit of Ironkin. They are
which
called
you
the
can't turn up
Steeljacks,
anymore,
two types of
guys.
metal in one name. Eddie, what's the story?
Yeah, so this is the Ironkin Steeljacks. They are a specialist
shit.
kind of more warrior type of Ironkin. A lot of the Ironkin are fairly sort of helpful. They're kind of
they
default
fill normal civilian roles in society.
Default state is a sort of friendly, affable
Control panel law drop.
helpers for the Leagues of Votan for the kin. These are a much more warlike programming, so they
don't think
march
I
out
love these as
actively
much
into
as the
battle,
last
seeking
two.
conflict. They are in very large suits of armor, so they stand kind of almost twice the height of
I
a
like
kin or
them,
a League of Votan
but I
warrior.
wanna paint them a different
and they
colour.
have got some pretty decent weaponry as well. You can
They
kit them
look like
out in a
pineapple
variety
and
of
pizza,
different ways. You
apparently.
can either go combat leaning. This is an example there, where you can have like
Wolves, as in
concussion
space
fists and
wolves, they can't even
bolt
run.
guns, or you can go with a ranged option. In game terms, they work a little bit like Wraithguard, I suppose, is the closest approximate. So very durable unit, quite powerful weaponry, very good for doing things like moving on to an objective and trying to hold on to it,
Stone robots, I don't
fighting
know
off
what they
enemy
are.
counterattacks, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, in real terms, heavily armed, heavily armoured, extremely dangerous unit. You can see the leader in the squad, as you've looked at
Look
his
at his
pictures by
stumpy
the
head.
Primarch crest, which sort of rises above his head. There we are in the background. He's got a plasma sword. Guy on the front's got a concussion fist. Great new addition to the Leagues of Votan army, I think it's fair to say. We're not done. There's
How
more.
much they cost?
The Chthonian
Mono,
Earthshaker
don't worry about
channels
that. Don't
some
think about
really strong energy from
We
that
don't wanna
sort
think
of
about the
rogue
price.
trader era. Do you remember mole mortars for squat
Very
armies?
well, yes.
So these are sort of inverse artillery in that rather than
I just
lobbing a
saw
shot high above the
these.
enemy, they fire those
Little
mole shells that you
ones.
can see down at the bottom deep into the ground. They burrow in on the enemy and emerge in a trench line, in a bunker, and just blow everyone to kingdom come.
Each one of these is a really lovely sort of diorama in their own right as well. So you can see the kin there working with the Iron Kin, loading up the artillery.
on steroids still
You
doesn't
can see
help me, I
one
don't
of
know what
them
that
there
is.
with his little scanner, almost
Oh, I can
directing the mole as it kind of buries underground towards the enemy fortifications. Obviously, it's a powerful piece in game. You've got all sorts of nice kind of ways that this will bolster your Leagues of Votan force, which at the moment maybe doesn't have a huge amount of very long range artillery. And yeah, I think it's a great kit, really.
Awesome. Speaking of the bigger models that are inside this launch, we have the Capricus. So the Capricus is one of those kits that makes two things. You can see here the Capricus.
It's like a little
We'll show you the
hovercraft.
Capricus carrier in a minute. Essentially, it is
Hi,
either
Risa.
a sort
Hi.
of attack vehicle for the
welcome. How are
kin,
you?
or it's a transport vehicle. They've got.
I
so
love
this
it.
Is
Little
this is the
hovercraft.
carrier, so it's a smaller gun. It's got less other weapons on it, and you can see the stowage bag for the crew that will ride in the back. Whichever you take, essentially, this is enabling your home team to get around from A to B and hold the ground that they're taking.
Yeah, so it adds a bit of a mobility into your Leagues of Votan force. It carries 5 models, so it works a little bit like the other kind of Leagues of Votan transports, where you pick one of your units, it can split into 2 groups of 5. 5 of them can ride around in one of these. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can obviously ride them around in 2 of the transports. And as you say, Adam, you can choose between either having the transport option, or you can just have all the guns and have a
I want that guy! I
fast-moving
want that
fire
guy!
support unit.
Yeah, for me, this is stunning. This is what made me march off to Warhammer World yesterday and buy the home.
There's some really lovely little touches on this. The stowage bags are really
Marched up
nice
to
at the back.
Warhammer World.
I like that you can build this with
Show off.
2 Ironkin as well. So if you want
Yes,
an Ironkin
yeah.
pilot and an Ironkin gunner, you can build them like that. Fans of Ironkin generally, there is a lot of Ironkin
you've
in
done
this
quite well
Leagues
this
of
week.
Votann release.
Absolutely so.
I'm glad you're good, Kai. And
There's
yes, time
also
zone's up.
a new combat patrol for
Thank
the
you
Leagues
for
of
coming.
Votann on the way. We're all familiar with combat patrols if we're familiar with Warhammer 40,000. If you're new, let me explain what they do.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fantastic
Paintwork
way
on
to
it's
start
fantastic.
an army. Or to bolster an army if
Look
you've
at the
already
detail
got
in
one.
this guy's
This one really
face.
focuses on those sort of kin bands that make up the mainstay of the force. You've got the Thunderers in the background, the Hearth Guard in the middle. It's just wonderful ingredients to bulk out a force.
Yeah, there's some really useful units in there as well. Like, you don't tend to see a League of Votann army that doesn't have all of those units.
Yeah,
in.
there's no wastage there.
So
right?
it's all good stuff. A couple of boxes of these, and then a couple of the new units, and you've got an army
You're
basically.
away. Yeah, absolutely so. Now, on to, for many people's opinion, I expect the main event of this release. This is Bury Aegnisson. Eddie?
So Bury Aegnisson is the last survivor of a Leagues of Votann clan, which has been consumed by the
These new
encroaching
Abhuman
Tyranid
units?
menace.
Yeah,
He
they're
is known as
dwarves,
the
space
Thrice
dwarves.
Devoured. A Tyranid monster has actually eaten this guy, but that wasn't enough to keep him down. He clawed his way out of its gullet, climbed his way back out to safety 3 times, apparently, and now goes across the galaxy, across the kin warbands.
I like that one.
roving
That one's
Tyranid
awesome. I think
killing
that one's my
specialist.
favourite.
Yeah, absolutely. He's
Definitely.
in terms of specialist, he is an absolutely elite combat unit. He's equipped with that Dark Star glaive, which you see there, which is called Bane. He's pure violence in melee form.
I think you're going to get a lot of this guy in armies because his rules are very good. He is he's got a great combat stat line, but he's also a lone operative. So you can imagine this guy advancing
same. I wish they
either
would
on his
also
own
be
or
added
alongside,
to that
kind of
guide.
behind your forces,
so
and
cool.
swooping in on the big enemy monsters and stuff that get forward to threaten your battle line.
Yeah, and his
I doubt-
lore
I
really
doubt.
comes into it. So
just
he's
get
a member
classes.
of, well, he's the only member now of an organisation called the Emberg Aegnir Block, which is one of the Leagues of Votann. Literally wiped out down to the very last kin, which is this guy. And so he's so bitter, his whole life is devoted now to just hunting down the Tyranid menace and supporting other leagues to stop the same thing happening to them. And you see that played out on his model. He's got this sort of belt buckle, which very much looks like he's sort of taken some affectations from the Tyranids. He's got what looks like, we've been having quite a discussion about this, a Tyrannid Prime sort of cadaver.
I think it's a
over his
Tyranid
head.
Prime that he's got over the top of his head.
Yeah.
There's a nice little nod in this model as well to there's like the idea at some point that the squats were eaten by the Tyranids.
Yeah, absolutely. We
And
used to-
this guy kind of goes, well, yeah, they were eaten by the Tyranids, but also they clawed their way out again. So there is a little bit of truth to that sort of that outdated understanding maybe of what happened to that faction.
Fantastic. And all this obviously will be supported with Codex Leagues of Votann, an all-new Codex for Warhammer 40,000,
That's okay.
which contains, I've had
Leagues of
quite a while
Votann
to read
Codex?
this week. It's just full of spankingly good lore. It's got great rules and art. It explains all of the new things, obviously.
Get away from
in
the
terms of
mic.
the rules,
No, dude, I
there's
just
too
turned
much
it
to go
up
into in
because I thought it
any
was too
real
quiet.
detail here. But a thing to cover would be those yield points, which is the sort of army-wide mechanic.
And yes, I
which
have tried the new
underpins them.
Arbites
Absolutely,
class.
yeah.
They're
So
fantastic.
yield
I
points
love it. Did you
effectively
enjoy it?
changes the way your army works over the course of the game, and
Oh,
it
it's fun
works
before?
in
Okay,
the
I'll
way
remember
that the Leagues of Votann approach acquisition effectively. So early on in the game, when you haven't got very many yield points, you're getting bonuses for attacking enemy units on objectives for the most part across your army. And then later on, once you've acquired yield points, you get bonuses for having your own units on objectives. So they get better at defending them, better bonuses for their own defense, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it
so
sort of encourages you to play in that very sort of acquisition-focused way that the Leagues of Votann work.
And it's a really great mechanic, right? Because it's exactly how you win games of Warhammer 40,000. Early on, you kick people off objectives. Later on, you hold on to the objectives. So
And
it's
some of the
powerful.
new units that we've shown and some of the units that already exist in the Votann army now have rules that key into that. For example, the Memnir Strategist just lets you increase or decrease your yield score by 1 each turn.
Yeah.
So really sort of thoughtfully put in so that this guy who's overseeing the total sort of tactical function of your army can just go nudge and help you out.
Yeah.
We should show some of the models.
Let's do it, yeah.
So we've got some in front of us. We're very lucky to be allowed to put our paws on the heavy metal miniatures. So there'll be a bit of sort of scale comparison here, but here you can see this is the Arcanist, and then you've got the Memnir. They're like normal Votann sized, so any kin is about the same sort of proportion as those. And here you can see just how sort of much bigger the Steeljacks are. I think your comparison, Eddie, that you made to compare them to Wraithguard is really quite fair.
Yeah, they're about the same size as a Wraithguard. It's kind of in that ballpark of kind of medium heavy infantry. This is the new artillery piece. It's maybe not like as big as something like an Imperial Guard tank or something like that, but
You forget how tiny they are when they're
compact,
not next to
mobile, that
someone's
sort of thing,
hand.
fitting in with the aesthetic of the rest of the Leagues of Votan. You can sort of imagine it starting life as a piece of mining equipment, and they've sort of evolved it into a weapon.
You can definitely see sort of some of those origins. I just want to draw some attention to some of the super cool bits on it. This guy here, you can see over his shoulder, he's
Look
got
at
like
their
a data slate.
bases.
You've got this sort of I don't know, like loading hatch that
Done like one
you
base
can model
ever.
open or closed. On this side, you've got a case which has more of the shells. You get spare shells to put on their own bases. It's just a really thoughtfully designed and very exciting kit. So we should show more though, because this is by no means the end of it.
Absolutely, we've got the Capricus here. So
Imagine if he dropped it
on the table so we can have a look at this guy. So this is your new vehicle. This is the Defender pattern, which is the gun version. And as you can see there's a little bit of space, not quite enough space for transport on this one, but there is one which is a transport vehicle.
Oh, yo,
But I
where's
really
my
like
dude?
The Ironkin on this is actually
He's got like a tiny little chair.
He's quite small, yeah, because they wouldn't fit a full-sized kin in there, so they've given him a little tiny Ironkin, actually perfectly designed for the role.
Alright.
Absolutely, and I guess the star of the show.
Where's our
himself in
dude?
many
He's not
ways.
in there. He's not in the cockpit.
So the thrice devoured there. So he's still kind of kin-sized, but you can have a look on this model
he's got a
here that
boost. He's
so
standing on a
much
rock.
of him is now bionic, right? So he's been chewed up and
fingers that do it.
yeah, chewed up
Really
and
cool.
spat out so many times that like his arm, bits of his arm, most of his face, perhaps
maybe
a kind
dude
of
should stop
unspecified
getting
amount of his
eaten.
body has probably been dissolved by horrible Tyranid bioacid in their
Tactical
stomach
rock.
and things. But he's still kicking, and it also shows how durable the kin are, right? So they're specially designed by their Votan to be durable, to endure kind of the most hostile conditions, and he's a good example of how that's kind of manifesting.
Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? So I think we've covered the League pretty thoroughly, right?
Yeah.
Before we move on, we're going to go to the old world next. A couple of sort of
Makes me want to go
housekeeping
spend
bits.
money,
The first one would be,
unfortunately.
we're going to return to the 41st Millennium at the end of the preview. So particularly if you like Kill Team, but also there's some other things for other factions as well. Do hang around if you like Warhammer 40,000. The other thing I would say is
40,000.
lots of the people who mentioned that they were joining us from around the
never
world.
heard anyone say
you can
that.
interact with our social teams. We have sort of international social teams that manage our various sort of social media places. Here they are. If you want to sort of get involved in the conversation in the language
No,
which suits
show
you,
models. Show models!
Go knock yourself out.
Don't show us
they're really lovely
places, show
people.
models.
They're really engaged and want to sort of make sure that you get to hear about Warhammer in the language that suits you. So
Get him!
and if you speak English,
Emperor
or
loves
you're
this,
willing
even
to
the
take a pot shot
sniveler.
at it, these are our socials as well. So please come and join
More
the
models,
conversation.
more models.
Right, time for a little bit of Warhammer.
There was no announcement.
So
They announced the new model.
first
Look,
up,
look.
we have brand
Old
new
world.
units for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. This is a new multi-part plastic kit that makes the Royal Heralds. The easiest way to describe these is that you have a battle standard bearer and you have a new hero slash.
There wasn't
lord. You could make
for
that
your
and
stream?
call it a
I'm
Tomb Prince or a
sorry.
Tomb
Yeah,
King.
I got
It's up to you.
one. I'm so
You
sorry.
get a battle standard,
yeah.
which you can put on either thing. So if you fancy a faster moving battle standard,
I'm so
stick it on
sorry,
the horse
Blackie.
guy. If you fancy him like standing around in one of your big regiments of skeleton warriors or tomb guard, then go for the on foot version. There's some options in terms of head things as well.
No, there
Battle
isn't.
standard bearers are key to Warhammer armies. If you play the old world, you'll know.
Yeah, I love this battle standard. That kind of weird scorpion. Both the paint scheme and the model itself are very cool. As you say, this is multi-part as well, so you can swap and change if you want the faster one. If you've got lots of chariots or something in your army,
I'm so
you
sorry.
can mix them in. I would imagine there's a fair bit of customizability between this kit and some of the other Tomb Kingy bits as well.
Yes, yeah,
So-
not just within this kit itself, but also I think things like the tomb guard, for example. So this isn't the only new plastic kit coming for the Tomb Kings of Khemri. We also have the Leech Priests, who are fundamental to the workings, literally, of the Tomb Kings.
Yeah, you absolutely need Lich Priests in your army if you've got a Tomb
The
King's
guy on the
army. Your
left,
army
though.
only woke up because you had Lich Priests. It's their job to kind of keep the magic flowing that keeps your army marching forward. Again, this is a multi-part kit. There's some lovely options on these. You can see they're perhaps a little bit less dead than some of the other Khemri,
Yeah,
but they're still
they've got
very
some desiccated skin hanging
The
on.
magic
desiccated,
keeps them
definitely spent
alive.
far too long in the desert inside a pyramid.
The magic is
somewhere.
real.
I love the vulture on the top of the
Space
staff.
dwarf?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
space dwarfs.
So
Sports.
thanks for bringing that back. It's a really lovely image of these sort of animated creatures that have sort of come alive
Yeah.
through the magic of the rituals. that
I
have
think
taken
you were
place.
saying as well that looks like it's right out of a piece of Warhammer art. doesn't
Yeah,
it? Like
the mounted guy in particular, I think. They're both
Teresa,
exquisite,
hello,
but the
welcome,
mounted
welcome
guy,
back.
from sort of the perfect angle, he just looks like the artwork.
How are you?
And I mean that as the highest possible compliment. Tomb King veterans might be wondering if that's extra armor on the skeletal steed. It certainly is. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But yes, you can have a barded skeletal steed, which I think might be quite useful if you're used to terrible armor saves in your Tomb King's army. I guess we can talk about that now. If we go across to also coming out is a new arcane journal, The War of Cetra's Fury. Cetra, the imperishable, is very, very angry. His lands have been defiled. He feels like he owns everything. And he is launching a full-scale invasion northward into the sort of border region between the Empire and Bretonnia, sort of known as the Vaults. It's also inhabited by some dwarfs, and you've got sort of dispossessed barons and nobles from both the Empire and Bretonnia. And so they are forced to rally in defence of a full-scale invasion of the undead.
Congratulations!
There are rules for sort of allied forces, playing smaller games in like a timely and interesting fashion. It's just packed, and it's a really cool way of looking at the lore of the old world and how they're sort of explaining the things that took place in this particular part of the Warhammer timeline.
Yeah, it's great to get some new lore for the old world as well. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
The team diving into the opportunities that the world allows them to have.
And see what I mean about the artwork, right? Sort of the guy in the centre, like it just in this piece, it really just screams the imagery that we saw before. I love it. There's another arcane journal coming, which is equally exciting. Just happens at the other side, quite literally, of the region in the old world, known as the Old World. This is Dawn of the Storm Dragon, and it features a bold strategic move made by Miao Ying, who's the lady pictured in the centre. She's one of the children of the Dragon Emperor. And she learns of the Chaos Invasion, which is happening in the north, and is concerned that it's going to gain too much traction, so loads ships full of Grand Cathayan soldiers and sails to the Empire, sets up an enclave, and helps to try and stymie this Chaos Invasion. In real terms, that's A, a cool story, and B, there's rules in there for all sorts of things, including the opportunity to have an allied force of Grand Cathay and the Empire of Man.
That's exciting. That's exciting. We've never had anything like that before, really, have we? So
yeah. So, and I think this is sort of a great example of the really sort of bold and exciting things that the studio team responsible for the Old World are doing. They clearly love the setting. They want to explore it in really rich and vibrant detail.
Sounds great.
Absolutely.
Someone else is begging for Grey Knights.
We should
Storm
throw it over
Wagon.
to Question Corner and see if Simon's got any questions for us.
What have you got for us, Simon?
Loads and loads of questions. I think the majority of them are focusing on the Leagues of Votan. There's loads of shiny new toys coming out there, of course.
Dude, why haven't you got a
the first
Warhammer
one is
shirt
actually about the judgment tokens. Are they
Graceful.
still a thing? Obviously, we've got the yield rules, but what about judgment tokens?
So the focus in terms of
He
the
does?
army mechanic is
I didn't
those yield
realise.
points that we've talked about
Sorry,
before.
I'm stupid.
It's always good when we get a question which is like,
It's a Votan shirt, I see.
granular rules things, because the answer is no. We've got 90 minutes to rail through as much
Doesn't
stuff as we
scrub,
can,
I'm
as fast as
sorry.
we can. We'll cover way more detail about Votan rules and mechanics and all those things as we lead towards it. But you're in for some subtle changes in the way the Leagues of Votan work, and it's quite exciting.
Cool.
Her
Another one which were the funky drill shell
It looks like a
tokens on the
Transformers
Chthonian
shirt.
Earthshaker. What do they represent?
So I do have a really short and candid answer for that. You saw them on the little base beside. The kit comes designed for you to have two of those. If I remember correctly, and don't like sue me internet if I get it wrong, you put them down alongside the Earthshaker when you deploy, and you can remove one from the game to give yourself rerolls on wound rolls as you're playing. So yeah, kind of fun. It's like it represents.
They're screaming about Warcry and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah, so the unit is kind of set up so that they have some specialist shells, so that'd be like representing the unit being like that. We're going to use one of the big ones now. This is the important shot.
Perfect.
Probably got time for one more, so let's go with how many models can the Capricus carrier transport?
Great question.
It carries 5, so it works a little bit like some of the other Leagues of Votan transports, where you take a unit of, usually come in 10s, you split the unit in half, so 5 of them can go in that. If you've got 2 of the transports, you can carry both the units round in those, or you can leave 5 of them back on your baseline and deploy them elsewhere.
Grand, that's good.
Nice one. Thank you. So we'll draw a curtain on the old world, but we will go to the mortal realms instead.
More?
There's some exciting things for us to talk about here. And let's start with a new battle tome for Death, the Death Grand Alliance. These are the Flesh-Eater Courts. Many of you will be familiar with them. These are the like foul and abominable cannibal monstrosities who unfortunately have delusions, quite literally, of being noble and elegant and chivalric, and the truth couldn't be sort of further from that.
Yeah, they absolutely imagine that they are in service to some grand king on perhaps a grand crusade of some sort, or part of a pageant, or a noble feast of some sort, but are in fact horrible, degenerate cannibals, as you say. The new battle tome has all the stuff that you would expect. Lots of new ways to use your army, new magic abilities, new enhancements, changes to some of the way the war scrolls work. So lots of exciting stuff. And perhaps most excitingly, there is a new miniature on the way to accompany them, which is the High Falconer Felgrin. So much like the rest of the Flesh Eater Courts, this guy is under an illusion. His particular delusion is that he is a falconer in charge of noble and wise avian creatures, where in fact he is in charge of a swarm of rabid bats.
Rabid bats!
The model is very characterful. Like, he's got his kind of weird, crazy hat. He's got
Look at this detail.
Almost like the vestiges of that nobility that you were just referring to, right? He's got like a very sort of like huntsman-y style hat on, and the tattered robes of a person that might be performing that duty. But he's also got guts hanging off. It's a very fun.
It's a very fun miniature. I think in
I love it.
The spinning shot, maybe you can just picture it. But there's a bat that comes with him, which is basically a token that represents something in the game, where he sends one of his falcons off to spy an enemy unit, and that can give you bonuses in games, basically. So these are the kind of spies, the eyes and ears of the Flesh Eater Courts. And if he direct it to an enemy unit, it can give your squires, your kind of ghouls, bonuses against that enemy unit. You can do things like take away their ward save and get better at killing them, basically. So a very useful unit in the game, and a very characterful model for your army.
Nice. There's also accompanying this release for the Flesh Eater Courts, the Charnel Watch. This is a new spearhead, so you can use it straight in games of spearhead, or you can use this to bulk out, or maybe you can use this to bulk out your existing Flesh Eater Courts army. This is a fast-moving, hard-hitting, infantry-focused spearhead. It's got models that you'll be very familiar with, and the way that they synergize within this game, within Spearhead.
To me, or are these like models more detailed than they were? Like, not obviously these ones are new, but are they like more detailed now?
Age of Sigmar army for Flesh Eater Courts. It combos really nicely with the existing Flesh Eater Courts.
Or is it just like
Spearhead?
how they've painted it that makes it seem more detailed?
You basically got most of an army. Some really good stuff. A couple of the cannibal monkeys in there as well, which
it's what everybody
always a
needs,
winner.
right?
Who doesn't love that?
There's another battle tome for the sort of Death faction, which is the Nighthaunt. Here we have Death Battle Tome Nighthaunt. They're a very popular, iconic faction within the Mortal Realms. They sort of had their place within the second edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and they've really sort of cemented their spot as sort of beloved. This book is like ram-packed with the lore that explains them all, as well as all of the war scrolls and information that you would need. I was talking to an avid Nighthaunt player about this yesterday, who was super excited because he's sort of in the know enough to know, for example, that their ward saves are improving across the board, and so he's very excited to try those in games. Yeah, there's some significant defensive buffs for the Nighthaunt, certainly, with this battle tome. Generally speaking, you're finding that the units have a bit more health. The way that their immunity to rend works has changed a little bit. So generally their normal saves are a little bit worse, but you can now bolster them with things like all-out defense. And their ward saves are across the board a 5 up or better, which is pretty solid. Yeah, perfect. But let's get on to the model, which is brand new coming out with this release, which is the Lord Vitriolus. This is a very disturbing creature. In life, it was something like
oh my god!
Or a maker
snake
of
oil
like
merchant
fake potions and curatives who deceives people and sort of let them down or led them to ruin.
Take my non-existent money.
Claim his soul because of his sort of malpractices, evil deeds, and has reformed him.
Oh man! I'm trying to turn it. Like you can't turn it. Oh shit!
Spine. He's horrible, but really fun in the game.
Vitriolic,
so some very fun rules. So basically, you can
look,
see
I just realised it's coming out of a potion bottle.
And the way that manifests in games is you can create specialist potions and throw them at enemy units. And you've got two options on how you do that. You can either just chuck a bunch of random potions at the enemy and roll some random things to see what happens to them, or you can concoct a very specific potion to do a specific job.
Here's a little alchemy station.
Things like doing harm to the enemy unit, taking away some of their advantages, all the way through to things like stripping ward saves from enemy units. So,
that one looks particularly
it's a really good little problem-solving unit. So you can go, right, what enemy am I facing? What I'd really like against this is this specific bonus or this specific debuff to the enemy unit, or just to do some damage. So I think we're going to see a lot of this guy.
Can we put these?
Absolutely.
I know it's AOS.
And, as with the Flesh Eater,
can we have these in Total War?
Spearhead for the Nighthaunt. This is
They'd
the
be
cursed
so cool, like
Shackleboard.
puffs of like different coloured like
It's
smokes
just
and shit.
all the ghosts all the time, right? An absolutely brilliant box loaded with everything you'd want.
Look at
to either
this!
kickstart an army, reinforce an army, or play games of Spearhead.
Yeah, it's very cool, and obviously a great place to start a new Nighthawk army.
Yeah, absolutely. Those things were cool.
They're cool.
But there's a lot of people here who have been holding onto their hats really patiently, hoping that we maybe, show them something.
Why does it
they've
give like
never,
Simon
ever seen
vibes? Like
before.
Yogscast Simon
certainly be
vibes.
cool.
Well, why don't we start with this?
What? Oh no, you got an ad. I'm so sorry. Shit, every time it's an important one. Okay, we'll snooze for a couple of minutes. Chov! 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 Look at them!
What an incredible reveal. Eddie, I know you're super excited.
I am very excited. This might be.
I think everyone in
this might
chat's
be my new
excited.
addition to my army. These are the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These are effectively the reincarnation of the Chaos Dwarf concept for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. An entirely
Chov!
redesigned and brand new army, coming out first in an army
Look
set,
at the
arriving
look
alongside
this
its new
guy.
battle tome. The army set also serves
Look
as the
at him.
spearhead force for the Hellsmiths of Hashut. These models
I wouldn't
are
make it green. I would
phenomenally
have to
cool.
be the
rules are
fiery
great, the
orangey
lore is
red
great. I
that
love
they have
absolutely
in
everything about them. Let's dive into the miniatures.
Old
I think
world.
The first thing I want to say
excited.
is let's talk about like why they are these. When the time of chaos,
Sorry, you guys can probably hear
happened in
motorbikes
the
and
mortal
shit going
realms,
past right now.
The Duardin, they retreated. They survived.
Green
in
is
their
a weird
holds,
take.
or
Green
they
is an
took
odd
to the
take.
skies or whatever. But
not these guys.
But not
these
so
guys.
the Zardron, the Chaos
Well,
Duardin,
maybe.
who would become known as the Hellsmiths of Hashut. They instead turned to Hashut, an ancient and terrible Duardin deity who taught them the ways of Hellsmith.
Could be warp fuel,
So,
yeah.
and their whole culture is based around Hashut, the Bullfather. And we're going to see that sort of writ large across all of these models. Let's dive into the first thing that appears in this new army set. These are the Infernal Cohort with Hashutite spears. Say that fast if you can. They are the core unit
Infernal
for the
cohort
Hellsmiths
with
of
the
Hashut.
Hashutite spears.
They are an elite combat unit straight off the bat. These are very dangerous to Duardin indeed. And the first thing to observe is those Hashutite spears. Each of them has got like a glowing orb in it. That contains imprisoned, ground down, reconstituted demon essence, because that's how they roll.
So the demon legions that invaded the various Duardin holds during the Age of Chaos, some of them took over the holds.
I just
but
realised
where
there's a
the,
fucking hobgoblin.
Hellsmiths of Hashut dwelled, they instead trapped those demon legions and decided to weaponize them into a fuel to power their war machines, their weapons.
Don't
and
worry,
their
it's Satan, it's
technology.
just a mask.
So that green glow, as you say, is ground up demon juice that is powering the weapons of the Hellsmiths.
Yeah, it's
Ground
so
up demon
cool.
juice, green.
Things to talk about within this unit. Obviously, you've got like a unit champion. You see, you've got a musician,
go.
which is like this weird combination of the bare-chested Duardin and a hobgrot carrying a massive gong on its back, and obviously a standard bearer. It's a two-for kit. That's like internalism for this kit makes two different types of unit. And so here you have them with Hashutite blades, basically shorter ways of killing people. They have different profiles within the game.
Yeah, both very useful. The spears generally are your slightly more defensive thing, so you get bonuses against enemy that's charging you, against cavalry. The swords are the slightly more offensive option, where you get bonuses for fighting into enemy infantry and taking the fight to the enemy.
Yeah,
But
ask
both
away,
effectively heavily armoured elite infantry.
Yeah, absolutely so. And you can paint them in different colours. The studio team's done a lovely job. The banner in the middle just is a really interesting nod to sort of the Zardron culture, which is
I'm not
just a
massive on the
ziggurat
black.
in the middle of that banner, right? With the
The red and
Bullfathers
blue,
ruling that
fantastic.
above.
Not massive on the black.
They live in ziggurat cities, and each one is ruled by a war despot, as if by magic.
The red is
there
like
is the war
perfect.
despot.
I thought you planned the whole thing.
This is my favourite model within this.
It's a great
army set.
hat.
It might be
It's a
my
great hat.
my favourite of the Hellsmiths. It's just so good.
The yellow
Huge hat,
sash,
great big
maybe,
spikes,
maybe.
carrying an
some fit.
enormous war glaive, which is glowing. See the runes at the top glowing with this sort of eldritch power. the war despots, they have to rule through a mixture of
What is that?
sort of violence and also through just ensuring that everybody around them knows that they are the nastiest, toughest of all of
These
the
fucking maniacs
Hellsmiths.
keep on
So they
asking
are
where is
dominant
Warcry.
figures.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like any Duardin,
chill.
they couldn't demand the loyalty of their
He's
followers
dead.
unless they were able to lead from the front, basically. So they're not cowardly, but they certainly are diabolical schemers, sort of thing. So they will lead their
Yeah,
armies
absolutely.
into battle proudly, but certainly not go for a fair fight.
And their whole reason for being as an entire culture is it's just like weaponized greed. They plunder and take from the land and they give nothing back. If they don't want it, they destroy it. They are like cruel in the extreme because that's how they survived the time of chaos.
Yeah, they don't see themselves as corrupted through that. That's an
No.
interesting
There's no physical side effects at all to what they've gone through.
An
Ignore me,
interesting
I'm doing
subpoint.
stuff.
They see themselves as almost the paragons of purest order, right?
Yeah.
So they've taken the assault of chaos and they've ground it down and created like order from chaos. But in the mortal realms, they're paving over the natural order and putting up the monuments to Hashut and the great ziggurats that power their industry.
Yeah, absolutely. Also within this spearhead is just this incredible centerpiece model, the Dominator engine. It's another kit that makes two things. So these cannons.
Thank
This
you,
is
Bucky.
a enormous
Thank you very
metal
much.
creation, which is animated and
Thank
powered by
you.
this demon energy roiling.
Didn't need to do
inside
that,
it.
but
Have a
thank you
look
very
at
much.
the
And Rat
sort of
Satan, look.
brazier in its belly.
You got a
You
little
can see the demonic eyes peering out as
Look at
demonic
him.
souls within a tortured.
I love the
and
flames on
give
these
it its
things.
power.
That kind of like green into purple fire is
Yeah.
such a beautiful sort of aesthetic. This is both an incredibly cool miniature, which I think I'm looking forward to see what painters do with this, because the heavy metal one is wonderful, but I think once this goes out into the wild and you've got
You're going to see
you know,
incredible interpretation.
Yeah, 1,000 painters painted this. It's going to be amazing. I can imagine this in beautiful non-metallics. In game, this thing is an absolute juggernaut, right? So it has a 2-up save, armor save, which in Age of Sigmar is almost unheard of. It has loads of wounds. It hits really hard. The combat version can mulch entire units. The shooting version is what you want if you want to wade into the middle of an enemy army and just set the whole thing on fire. Like a lot of the stuff in the Hellsmiths army, their kind of army mechanic allows you to harness a demon power on specific units, so you can bolster the power of it. And on these, it's particularly devastating. Fantastic.
And we're still not done. Also within the spearhead, you'll find this. This is the Tormentor Bombard. The Chaos Dwarfs of old, if you cast your mind back, if you're old enough like
I
me,
get the
to
green,
the world that was.
but it's just not the like red fire, you know?
Particularly that lob things far across the battlefield, and that concept has been reimagined for the
Smelter
more
Demon
just beautiful
Dark
Tormentor
Souls
Bombard,
2.
raw demonic power
Yeah, you
hurled
can see
high
the
into
little
the air to come
dudes, the
crashing down upon
eyes.
the enemy. It's deadly in the game.
Yeah, this is
Barnaby,
the
exactly.
war machine you use if
Give me the
you're
flames of
being
Hashut.
advanced on by multiple enemy units. So you can fire at a single enemy unit, and the units nearby also take damage. That's how devastating this is. Very long range. I think it shoots 30 inches, which
And the red
again,
ones are cooler.
is-
Yeah, I
is
think they were
very-
just trying
it's
to
very good in Age of
reinvent
Sigmar.
it to make
I
it
think
different
the
from
Hellsmiths
Old
of Hashut,
World.
between this and some of their other units, have claimed to being one of the most devastating shooting armies in the Mortal
Well,
Realms.
let's talk a
Podcast
bit more about that
generate.
because I think we have the Death Shrieker rocket battery.
Look at the
Brilliant
little
for just,
hop
blowing
gobbo.
up the enemy's big impressive things, right?
Yeah, so this is a monster killer, right? So where your other war machine is the thing to take out blocks of enemy infantry and kind of massed formations, this is your... They have one big monster that I want to be dead.
It's about
You can
Warhammer
fire
in
this at them.
general.
And this,
So
with
far
a
we've
fair,
done,
with decent rolls, will take out a
Space
monster
Dwarf.
in a single volley.
You're
which is
firing
Some Tomb
essentially
Kings, a little bit
demon
of
energy-imbued
stuff on the
bolt
Death
size of
Force,
two Dwarden,
Forts,
stood
and
sort of head
now
to
we're on
toe.
to
Yeah, it's grim.
Chaos Dwarves.
This launch set also includes a battle tome. It also includes all of the War Scroll cards that you would want to have with your collection. It's the perfect jumping on point for an all-new Hellsmiths of Hashut army.
But that's not it.
But that's not it.
That's not it. Oh. No.
If the launch box wasn't awesome enough, they will be followed shortly thereafter.
That fucking
with
giant
all of
guy.
those incredible models that you just saw. rounding out the force into a really substantial and impressive Warhammer Age of Sigmar army.
Yeah, immediately out of the gate, you have almost a full
Chaos Dwarves,
army
Chaos
basically
Dwarves!
of stuff, and we start.
We got the
with one of
Trolls!
the classic units of Warhammer returning. Bull Centaurs have been part of Warhammer for I think almost 35 years. Something like that.
I remember being charged by these when I was like 13.
Chorfington the second.
Classic red with green bases back it was in the day, but this is a heavy cavalry unit.
I'm going to stretch my ass
They
hurts.
are basically the experts at riding down enemy forces and crushing them under their hooves. They hit very hard. They're well armored. These are the sort of manifestation of the power of Hashut in kind of form. The Duardin here have kind of warped to be more alike to their ancient ancestor god.
Yeah, absolutely. You said a thing to me earlier I thought was really striking, which is Hashut's whole thing is like trampling the mortal realms.
Seeing as your ass too.
The Duardin gods sort of inherited it.
Think of the hydrate, I will.
Yeah, you get stuck with the realm.
So there's loads of really great lore in the new Battle Tome, and one of the things that comes out is the idea that there were the ancestor gods of the Duardin, and Hashut was almost like one of them, right? He was like one of the pantheon, and he was given the realm of beasts, and he sort of felt that was almost like an insult, right? Like I don't want the realm of beasts. So rather than trying to kind of be harmonious with it, he decided to just trample it flat. So all of his incarnation of beast power is in the form of trampling, in the form of kind of harnessing and subjugating nature.
Yeah,
I'm so glad we're getting some
another
chorfs.
sort of variation that this kit enables you to make, which is
Oh, I like that one. I think I like that one better, actually.
Most devoted towards Hashut of the Hellsmiths. They guard his holy places, whatever.
I mean, I get why they're pale.
Bull Father Hashut might look,
but
like,
a little bit of
they're
tan.
much more defensive than the other
I'd put like
other Bull Centaurs.
You see the creases in like his
by no
muscles
means
and
a
stuff. I'd have put
passive
some like
unit, but
grime
just
in
really
there.
great at counter punching. And when you consider how much of the force might be standing back and raining death on the enemy, very useful in their own right. You also get like a little interesting nod.
You know what I
to
mean?
that
Just
Hashut-like
put some like little
culture,
grimy bits
sort of
in there
breathed
just to
into
give it
really.
like some.
Yeah, I love those miniatures.
Great.
They might be my favourite in the.
That's
the
what I
range
would
of
do.
particular sculpts.
They also
His shadow,
they key into that
yeah,
sort of
but
classic
I'd have put
imagery
some like
that we used
grit
to
in
from
there,
before.
some
As does
dirt.
the next unit, he says,
May
seems
even
to
have put like some legit dirt from the garden in there just to grime him up. It's too clean.
Infernal razors. Now, these have got blunderbusses, and if you are long enough in the beard, you might remember Chaos Dwarf blunderbusses from yesteryear.
The absolute
Like
terror of Warhammer Fantasy 6th edition, I think.
Yeah, it was diabolical.
Blunderbusses!
These are very dangerous shooting.
I'm going to put it in the
their
chat.
own right. Again, they're harnessing that sort of demonic power to operate their weapons. There's no gunpowder necessary here.
Blunderbusses!
The kit makes two options. So you have those and you have the flame hurlers, which, I mean, they hurl flames. There's not much more explanation particularly required.
Yeah, you two really powerful units. The blunderbusses
Would have done like scars and scratches. Exactly.
not much to choose between them,
You would
really.
have
They both
given
do a
them
great
more
job.
like
The
grit.
blunderbusses have got a little bit more range on them.
I know what you just said,
flame hurlers
blunderbusses.
can fire while you're in combat, which is really handy. So even if the enemy manages to reach you, you can still sort of set them on fire. But the thing that really makes them is that through the army rule mechanic, you can power them up and power up the demonic energy inside.
Skulls
the
event
guns,
passed. Yeah,
basically
I
increase
think the Skulls
rend
event
on the
has
guns.
already
You
passed.
can get these things up to rend 3, doing multiple damage, which is absolutely horrific. So if the enemy is like charging your big unit of infernal razors, and you get like a decent round of shooting against it, you can wipe out things like heavy cavalry and whole units. Of
I think it was
armored
last
infantry and
month,
stuff like that.
the
They are
Skull
very, very
event.
good.
Yeah. Now everything we've shown you really is quite elite and high value.
Get ready for the other end of the
Yeah,
spectrum.
exactly.
Yeah.
But what if you want some chaff to hurl under the the wheels of the enemy, so to speak? Good news.
Hobgrots!
There is a genial relationship between the Hellsmiths of Hashut and the Hobgrots, who sort of bolster their ranks. Hobgrots are also really into doing awful things and desecrating the world, and so they exist
look at
as
this
almost like
guy
a
with the
vassal
whip.
state within the Zardron
Gobbos,
culture.
precisely gobbos.
In exchange for better weapons than they could like forage for themselves, they get to join the army and whack stuff. They fill a really interesting niche in that they are faster than the Hellsmiths and they can scout, right?
They absolutely can. So the way these guys are going to fit into your army, most of your force is going to be very good at shooting. But relatively
labour.
slow. So you're going to be moving on to the
Volunteers.
objectives late game. But these can
I got
scout,
cramp.
as you say, so you can kind of push them forward early in the game, grab those objectives, just get under the feet of enemy units. They will absolutely be used for things like trying to take a charge from something so you can set all your other units up for an amazing round of shooting, or to charge them with bull centaurs or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you will absolutely want some of these in your force. we've obviously seen Hobgrots before in the kind of Cruel Boys force, but these are armoured and equipped by the Hellsmiths themselves. So they've got slightly better armour, maybe than the ones that
none of that sort of eldritch power in the weapons, though, not for these guys.
Oh, no, they don't get to play with any of the cool demon stuff.
So let's look at some of the extra sort of heroes that join the faction. This is the Demon Smith. They are the ones who do the hellsmithing, I suppose it's fair to say. You can see in
Are the streaming times next week's set? Yeah, they should be, as far as I know, exactly the same as they are showing in my actual schedule.
I don't know what stone.
For right now, I don't plan on there being anything different.
With, like, runes. I think his lectern is animated. In a nutshell,
How good is that paint scheme, though? Whoever painted that in the heavy metal team, well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Look at that. Look at the gradient.
They fill a particular function because they're the ones that enable all of the sort of the Hellsmith.
Love me.
Yeah, they allowed their kind of army to work. In game terms, they do a particularly useful thing, as well as being a wizard, which is obviously great. They can heal your war machines as well. So if you've got any of those big infernal engines, or you've got any of your cannons that have been damaged, they can kind of go over and put the power back into them, sort of thing.
Yeah. This kit has another option in it. It also makes an Ashen Elder. We showed you
look at that guy!
the centaurs, who are the ones who guard the holy sites.
Weird
This is the person
stand,
doing
but it
the
looks cool,
rituals
though.
inside the holy sites. And you can see that petrification has started to happen to his skin. The older a Hellsmith gets, the more they start to become like stone. Their skin cracks. If they're very powerful, if they have the right magics available,
hold it at bay.
How unfortunate! Instead of the dude's legs, it's his face.
There's a couple of really interesting things. I like his staff. I'm just going to eulogise about how beautiful it is that the smoke makes it look like a beard. But you had a fascinating fact about the hammer.
Yeah, so there's lots of things that are really fun about this miniature. But if we go for hammer particularly, there's not a lot of hammers in the Hellsmiths of the Hashut, and one of the reasons is that hammers are actually seen as a slightly profane symbol to the Hellsmiths because they remind them of the other dwarven ancestor gods, which really like hammers. But this particular hammer is blessed in the blood of other Duardin priests. So he would have like found a runesmith or something, or one of the Caradron priests or something, and then slain them in a sacrifice and blessed the hammer in that blood. So that's why he's the one with the hammer.
You deserve the stone face.
A Fire Slayer player, a Caradron Overlord.
Oh, they hate this guy.
Pick on this guy the most, right?
The Caradrons and the Fire Slayers really do not get on with the Hellsmiths. Like there is a lot. They've got beef, basically.
Yeah, absolutely so. There's also
guys, I want to go to Warhammer World again now.
Talk about. This is Urak He's the first demon smith. Back in that ancient time when the Hellsmiths needed to learn to survive, he learned the secrets of this demon smithing from Hashut.
Warhammer World, where's that? It's the headquarters of Warhammer, and it's in Nottingham in the UK.
The petrification.
It's very fun. Like, good day. Good day out.
Trenches of like
take my money.
Starting to form out of his flesh. Horns erupting.
How much you reckon, guys? 150?
He's mounted on an enormous infernal. My brain's just gone blank. Infernal Taurus, just centerpiece written all over him.
Look
Incredible
at
spot
that
in the lore.
Yeah, it's too clean, guys. Too
cool
clean. I'd have made it like
2-for-1 kit as well, which
rustic.
is really cool. It also makes your Demon Smith on Infernal Taurus.
Yeah, location
There's a bunch
is
of options
Nottingham
on
in
this
the
kit
UK.
as well, which is amazing. So
might be a
I
tad
actually
expensive
can't
for you
wait
to
see
go.
what painters do with this kit particularly because it is
Night price,
just
so
asking for a
95 to
beautiful colour scheme.
120,
You can
right?
imagine this
Okay.
in like beautiful.
It's been a long time since I
non-metallics
bought any
or metallics or
Warhammer.
glowing runes or
the glowing,
kind of petrified rock
For
or
about like
something else. But
8 years.
again, that
7
kind of
years?
manifestation of
Muba miniature.
never deciding to use.
Mind you, it's pretty big, so it's
natural
like a big
materials, right? It's
itcher.
always going to be
Oh,
industrial in
look!
some way, or made out of iron or metal or stone or something like that.
And the only wood on the base is like
burnt
ruined.
to cinder. Yeah,
so
you
good.
can imagine walking through a
Look,
forest.
it's like
and just
oxidized.
that.
It looks
Yeah. We can
awesome.
take a look at some of the models.
We found
in
your
the
Age of
flesh.
Sigmar
We've got
army.
them in the room with us, and
Yeah.
we can give you some
I've
sort of
got
a sense
ourselves
of
a little
their
lineup
colours.
from
Yeah,
here.
look at
Look at
this. It's looking good.
Chorfs.
So
Chorfs.
my personal favourite, you have the War Despot. You can see he's a very chunky looking Duard, and if I stick this infernal
Actually, my
rays in
actual
it, you
mini
can get a
army
sense
is
of- sorry, I'm
mostly
just making your life harder with the camera there.
Zinch.
Perfect.
I was going to take some
You can
pictures
see,
today, and I completely
like bigger in
forgot.
stature, more powerful. Moving along, you have the Demon Smith and the Ashen Elder. Teeny tiny little hobgrot.
They're tiny as fuck. They're dwarves, man. You can't say that.
Scrawny, just perfect. Subverting to your will and getting.
There's Oxide paint. Yeah, it's one of the technicals, isn't it?
Size, more or less, as the hobgrots that currently exist in the Cruel Boys range, so you get an idea.
Is Blood for the Blood
of
God
size.
still gone?
Much
They
larger.
got rid of that, didn't they?
We have the bull centaur there, so you can see that the power of Hashut sort of coursing through that guy.
I'm
This
not
is
shocked.
a fairly large
Average
cavalry miniature there. It's like
size. It's not
on
the
a
size
scale
that
with
counts.
some of the kind of I guess like
You men
Aguadon
should
sort
know
of size, that kind of.
Yeah, he's big to say the least. But
Short!
Indeed. Here we go.
Hey, Phileas, welcome.
Just
Even beefier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got 4 balls of blood from
this-
Blood. Oh, did
this
you
is
like
such
stock
a
up?
cool model.
No, it's still around. Oh, okay, good.
You
good.
can have a few of these
Thought
in
they
your army as well. There's
discontinued.
a few different options for kind of heads and things. So I certainly expect to see.
Okay,
a
right
few
lighting
of
makes
these
that guy look so
making
much
their way
cooler.
through.
let's bring in at least one of the artillery.
Yeah,
pieces
let's get one of those
if we
in.
can,
Right,
and then
so-
we'll get to the main event.
Family reunion.
So if I squeeze some of these guys.
Can you
Run out of
imagine?
space. There's too much
You
stuff in
realize
this
space,
release. It doesn't all
the
fit on the
chorfs.
table.
I
gonna say
think
space
anybody will be
chorfs.
cleaning.
Space chorfs.
There we go. So you can see the 2 war machines.
Again, these have got like really lovely little dioramas on the back. So you've got.
What do you do for your
multiple
job?
characters
I
sort of
sit and I
with
talk
different
about
roles across the
these
artillery piece,
miniatures
like,
and
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
poke them and I
funneling the
nerd
demonic
out.
power into the engine or stoking the furnace and that sort of thing. A little bit like the Leagues of Votan artillery. was
Someone
done
just
before.
said, bull. I'd love a
Just,
bull
like,
centaur
wonderful
styled like a
pieces in their
Highland
own
cow.
right.
Yeah, let's bring in Electar, shall we?
Yeah, he's the
and
big guy. Here he is.
round this all out.
So I mean, this is he's a fairly big
Towers
model.
What a job
you-
as the rest of the
above
world.
even
Yeah.
the Dominator engine.
Oh.
There we go.
Just exceptional.
He's
there'll
okay.
be
It's
loads
not
more pictures
actually
of this on
as big as I thought it was going to
warhammercommunity.com.
be. I know it's meant to be a
uh,
mini, but it's still not as big as I thought it was going to
You can see
be.
it all in more detail. There's probably some bits and pieces of information that we left out. We need to move on.
Yeah, we need to get
Right.
That's
Before
very
I do,
cool. Very
before
cool.
I do, one more thing. I'm aware that lots of people in the chat might be keen to know about Warcry and whether or not Warcry is
Yes,
relevant
they've
here.
been screaming
The One
Warcry
Shooter
for the
team are
past,
going
like,
to publish
hour.
rules for using Hellsmith of Hashut for Warcry when they release.
Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled on the Warhammer community website. There'll be a free download that lets you try out some of the Hellsmith models in Warcry in your games.
Yeah, so not only will there be a full new army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, they will also feature as an entire new faction in Warcry as well.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
also,
Yes, it would be nice if we segued seamlessly into the Warhammer Underworlds. So
War
welcome
crimes.
to Spikewood. This is an expansion for Warhammer Underworlds. It
does look like quite a big base.
The scene is essentially you're in the Spikewood. You have a Hellsmith of Hashut warband fighting against the Kenothi. So it really is industry versus nature.
yeah, there's a strong rivalry in the Mortal Realms between the Hellsmiths, who are all about, like, as we say, trampling nature underfoot, and the Sylvaneth, who are all about protecting nature, and the Kenothi are a particularly kind of warlike aspect of that, following the kind of absolute.
I always find it
hunter god,
interesting hearing
Kurnoth.
people talk
So they will
about,
defend the wild places of the Mortal Realms.
Yeah.
Only
Here
things
you
that
can
I've
see the
read.
two warbands. So this is an expansion. as
saying
we
things in
say,
a different way to
for
what my brain
Emberguard.
says them.
And you have the
War crimes, the stream.
Hellsmiths, you have the Kenothi. The Blood of the Bull is the Hellsmiths unit.
They come in pieces, you have to assemble it yourself.
Her army advancing into the Spikewood has suffered a
That guy's
strategic
bad.
reversal, so she's regrouped with her sort of remaining warriors, her inner circle, and she's waiting on reinforcements before she can raise the place to the ground. So she finds herself contesting it, obviously.
And if you
against
fuck it up, don't worry,
other
just leave it in
warband.
death hole for an
You've
hour
got some
or
great
so.
archetypes in the mix.
Actually,
there as
no,
well. I
a few
particularly
hours.
like the Hobgrot.
He deserves a call out, doesn't he?
He does, because if you've been playing Warhammer for a very long time, you may remember hobgoblins from
Look
Warhammer
how
Fantasy Battle.
cool
And
they
there was
look,
a unit
guys. I
called
fucking
Throat
love it.
Cutters, I think it
I
was,
think
or
so,
Throat
yeah.
Slitters. He is basically a homage to those
It's
as
really
well, which is
lovely.
really lovely to see.
Yeah, they've got their rules.
Wait, did you say
reflect that
female
sort of,
chore?
plunder, take what you
Missed
want,
that.
decimate the landscape just for the joy of it, sort of mentality. The other warband in this set is, he says,
Can't have a mustache. I don't know. I can't see that.
Herald. There's 3 of them in the kit. They make
Oh
these.
man, they look
Kenothi.
good. I like
thing to point out
them.
with them in terms of like their rules and how they play.
Oh, look at
is
the
they're very
paint job on them.
defensive,
Oh, they look so
because
soft.
they're holding what they've got. They're not interested in stealing other people's stuff. They just want to protect their woods. And so while they're in their own area of the board, if you're an Underworlds player, you'll be familiar with the sort of mechanic. They're better.
They look
they're better at
terrible
picking
once
their
they're
own
done,
objectives.
It's
yeah.
quite an interesting warband then, because they're quite a fast warband, and usually you expect that to be quite aggressive.
Yeah.
But your bonuses are for defensive.
Basically,
Yeah,
my
so
piercings in death
redeploying,
are like my
fighting
jewelry,
in
and I want to
different
put
areas in your
plastic
own area, and just-
I love these miniatures. I
Plastic
think,
ones
we've seen Kenothi
in there to
Underworld
clean, and I
before,
left
this is
them
a kind
too
of
long,
expansion of
and
that.
they fucking
But I
melted.
think this is a phenomenally cool looking warband.
I looked at them too long, and I'm really disturbed.
Paintless fat.
by
I
the
quite like it. I think it
gemstones
makes them
glowing
look
in
quite
You
their
don't like
belly.
the glowing
Yeah,
belly
it's
button.
something about it, man.
I dig it.
No,
I
just
dig
say
it.
about
I'm
belly
here for glowing
buttons.
belly buttons.
So there
Glowing
we go.
belly buttons.
awesome stuff also for Warhammer Underworlds. What an awesome set of releases for Warhammer Age of Sigmar.
And 10
No,
years
I melted my
of
piercing.
Warhammer
That's a really
as
fair
well.
point. Yeah,
The jewelry for my
10
piercing.
years ago.
But if you
this
leave it in there
month,
too long, it will melt
we
your
saw
figures
the
too, your
arrival of the
your
Mortal
minis as
Realms,
well.
The birth of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. We're going to be.
You leave it in there a while to take the paint off.
You
You leave it on longer if you fuck up the glue, and you leave it on even longer if you want a blob.
Enjoy Warhammer Age of Sigmar. You're in for a good time.
Yeah. It's taken the Hellsmiths a long time to get here, hasn't it?
Yeah, it
but
was
then they
worth the
are
wait.
only movement 4. So
Raph has
you for the-
respectively reminded us that there is in fact 5 more things to
Oh,
talk
there's
about.
more. Look at this.
And we're already getting the move along sign. There are 4
Look
more
how
boxes coming
oh.
for Warhammer Underworlds. Each box contains 4 warbands. Each box also synergizes with a particular
Give
faction.
me.
So this is the Order one, the Seekers in Shadow, and it contains 4 warbands from the Order
Crap.
faction, Grand Alliance, I should say. This is the Death one. These are the Reavers of Ruin, the Chaos warbands, and we've saved my favourite to last because I'm allowed to. The Gits and Goliaths, the Destruction warbands. Each,
Guys, I need these.
Anybody who plays Warhammer Underworlds will know each Warhammer Underworlds warband is lovely, right? They're just characterful and they home into a different part of the Mortal Realm
Mike
setting.
sound spikes.
And you get 4 in a box. It's just,
I'm sorry.
It's delightful.
I will fit.
To play with them, you would need to pick up this, which
Sorry,
is
now
a
it's gonna
warband
take
with
some-
Spikewood,
it's
contains
gonna
all the
take some
cards and everything you
fixing.
want. So whether you fancy playing with them in Warhammer Underworlds, seamlessly
I've been trying to
integrating
fix it,
them,
it's
with
hard.
their War Scroll cards into Warhammer Age of Sigmar, or just having some different hobbies.
So here it was peaking
experiences.
yesterday.
There's 16 opportunities in 4 boxes.
There are every one of those boxes is all killer, no filler. There is some
Crab!
in there, including the crab, the Ideneth crab.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think we actually are at the end of the Warhammer.
We
Age of Sigmar
are
section
now at the end of the Mortal Realms.
It would be a good time to check in on Question Corner and see if there are in fact any questions.
Yeah, there's loads. People are very, very excited to hear about the Hellsmiths joining Warcry. That'd be really cool.
Fantastic.
Oh, this poor
I'm
guy,
really
he's just been
pleased
keeping
'cause,
track
we
of
want
chat
them
the
to
whole
be able to play
time.
with them and enjoy it.
Yeah, and of course the range is stunning, so people are super pumped about that. So there's a bit of confusion about the Grand Alliance that they come from. So presumably they come from the Chaos Grand Alliance, and if so, how do they fit in with the rest of the Chaos?
Yeah, so I can take
go
that
on.
one. So the Hellsmiths of Hashut have a slightly interesting relationship with several factions in the Mortal Realms. They are definitely in the Chaos Grand Alliance. So despite
Imagine
what
if
they
this guy forgot his
themselves
facts and he
believe,
completely
they
fucked
are
up.
probably, They probably are corrupted by Chaos.
Can you imagine
at least
that?
a little bit.
You don't get to play with that much demon power.
No,
and
I mean
not
you
live,
have tusks growing out of your face and horns growing out, and
you're turning to stone.
That
yeah, I
would
mean,
be
something's got a
embarrassing.
little bit
Very
demonic there.
embarrassing.
But they would consider themselves as kind of champions of order, but they are in the Chaos Grand Alliance. They also trade with the various forces of chaos, so perhaps chaos warlords and things would go to their ziggurats and be served with like weapons that they forged in exchange for bounty that they've collected across the realms. They also have a kind of symbiotic relationship with the Hobgrots.
Also,
and
same my
trading with, like, the
gang.
Cruel Boys and things like that. But they are Chaos Grand Alliance.
Nice. So how does Hashut fit in with the Chaos Pantheon? Does he want to become one?
Really badly.
Unplugs the feed,
does
crushes
not
the
play well with
models
the
on
sort
the
of
way down.
recurring theme, really.
So he is part of the pantheon of the Dwarven gods, right? But he feels ostracized. They understandably want to ostracize him. So the Hellsmiths kind of vilely resent the other Dwarven gods. It's a very fractious relationship, which is why there's such vitriol between them. Great questions. Thank you very much. We need
General
to go
stuff looks
to
so
our next
good.
setting,
Oh,
which we will do.
it only looks
by
that good because they
moving
painted
to
it
the
that good.
timeline of the Horus Heresy.
Let's do it.
So there are a multitude of great releases.
Concrete
coming If you
tanks.
play
Concrete
Legions
tanks.
Imperialis. It's all tanks. So if you're a
So many
treadhead,
tanks.
settle
So
in,
many tanks.
and we'll take you on a tour.
They'll
Several
tank us on a
boxes
tour,
of
guys.
Fantastic plastic kits that make some really interesting additions to your army. On screen now you can see the Whirlwind and Scorpius set. It's 8 of those, 4 of
You're
each.
gonna do a different colour.
And so if you want to just rain
the
death on the
greige
enemy,
does not
blow
do
them
it
out of their
justice.
colour, this really is a wonderful way to do it. Built on that famous Rhino chassis, as is the Vindicator Siege Tank Squadron. Essentially, what's the biggest gun you can stick on a Rhino? Oh, it appears to be a gun with a breach
What
big
if
enough
I
to
want?
stuff a
I
whole
want an
space
even
marine in
bigger
it.
gun, though, Adam. I want a bigger gun.
You want to do a heavier siege
I want a
than
heavier
that.
siege gun than that.
Well, I've got some very
Pocket
good
war.
Oh, that's it. That's exactly it.
The Typhon Heavy Siege Tank Squadron is on the way. It's even bigger and more dangerous than the Vindicator. And you get like a nice guy with a flamer just warming things up and making sure that everything goes according
Is he
to plan.
contributing? Like, by the time you've been shot by that
I like
siege
to
gun, how
imagine
much of a flamethrower do you
He's-
really
I
need?
imagine he's just like.
I'm not being-
baking
he's
off
like, how much of a
what's left
flamethrower do you
in the
need? But it's
drive
like,
through and he's like, you're getting
if you're
some,
fighting
getting
like
some.
Tyranids,
So
And they
if you
are
want to blow
like
things up from further away,
swamping
maybe
you.
there's a Titan squadron.
A flamethrower
that
there
offends
would be
you, and you can
perfect.
do a lot worse than the Cerberus heavy tank destroyer squadron. These are firing turbo lasers. That guy is offering you a fist bump. It is a wonderful time to be driving tanks over the enemy.
Yeah. Some debate in the office as to whether it's a heavy tank destroyer or a heavy tank destroyer.
Yeah, exactly. We've had some debate.
Let us know in the chat which one you think it is.
Do you think it's a heavy tank for destroying or a tank for destroying heavy things? Answers.
Possibly.
I'd say it's a tank.
The heaviest of all of the
shooting
tanks, it's
big
so heavy, it's super heavy, is the Mastodon assault transport. What if you want to just pack Space Marines
why
into
does
a
it-
tank,
why does
drive
it look
across
like
the
a block
battlefield,
of
open
cheese?
your gates and
Do you know what I
charge into
mean?
an enemy stronghold, having leveled the walls with a melter array, then this is the way for you to do so. It's even got its own anti-aircraft
Well, yeah,
system
but on the back
top,
they don't.
and
If you're getting
the pilot of that
swamped
is offering
by,
you a
like,
fist bump as well. I imagine he gets on great
by
with the other guys.
Tyranids.
It's sort of a 30,000
Some sort of close range thing would help,
I love
surely.
it.
Kind of vibe.
The design
Can't
on
shoot
this,
that
we've seen
many.
this
There's
at,
like swarms
standard
of them.
Warhammer 40,000 scale.
Cheese on the
It's
brain, I
beautiful.
know.
It's still beautiful at small scale. It's just
Or a
beautiful.
shoe. Kind of looks like a shoe.
So those kits, like loads and loads of tanks, the Treadheads rejoice. All of the rules for those, in fact, all of the rules for all of the units in Legions Imperialis can be found in
Heroes
Liber
hadn't reached this
Strategia.
yet. Oh, I
Essentially,
see. Okay, I
thing
get it.
that
I get it. It's
combines all
fine.
of the rules and puts them in
I'll
one
let 'em
place.
all.
If you've got a copy of the core rulebook and got a copy of this, you are ready to rock and roll, along with a whole bunch of other rules content. There's too much to go into here and now, but have a look in the article that's going to be on Warhammer Community, and we'll talk more about it
Look,
closer to
guys,
the launch.
an actual physical
What if you
book.
really like the letters A through F and you want to mark objectives and or token effects? We're releasing
You really
a
like the letters A
just
through F.
useful set of token markers for you to use in your games. I find these sort of things very useful for reminding me what effects are going on in the game. And then there's all the formation and data sheets you need for your Legions Imperialis games. The team responsible for this setting have really.
The idea is
done a
nothing
cracking
gets near the
job
tank.
of making sure that like
Think of
the
the head
rules are
there.
accessible. You can get hold of them. It's really fun time. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, kind of compiles a lot of stuff together into a much more
absolutely.
convenient.
You're an
way
AE
of
kind
I've
of
got
guy.
a good friend who's super into it, and he was asking me about like how he gets all of his rules together. And I just had to sit there quietly, knowing that this was around the corner.
Wouldn't that be great if they're all in one book?
Your prayers have been answered. There's more stuff set within the Age of Darkness. We teased these in the Saturnine preview, but we have the Mark II Assault Squad. So I think we showed one before,
We
didn't we?
did, yeah. I absolutely love these.
Those
So this
chain
is the new
axes?
Mark II Assault Marine.
Chain
Mark II is kind
axes!
of one of the more brutal looking of the various different Space Marine armor marks, and these guys have ramped that up even further. You've got some options in this kit for a variety of different weapon options. The coolest of them is the chain axe, which is an optional free upgrade to the chainsword that comes normally with your assault marines.
Yeah, and so the kit's loaded with chain axes. It even has heavy chain axes for extra clout.
Again, I'd have to do a
Think of
different
them as
color.
slightly slower than chain axes, but they have a
Chainsaw.
more
Whenever I play
dangerous-
Space
sorry,
Marine
chainsaws
2,
that have
I'm
a more
always
dangerous
like
effect. Absolutely.
stupid colors.
There are points for the alternative. So if you buy these, it's just a straight points, no points involved, just a straight kit swap. If you're dying to have that classic chainsword loadout, then there's some good news because you can swap the arms with the ones that are on the Mark 6 Assault Marines, or you can just get them from the upgrade kit. But I think compliance has never looked better than it does with a chain axe.
There's some great different options in there as well. You've got a couple of heavy chain axes too,
Yep.
which is another upgrade you can put on some of the models. The Sergeant's got the option for some pistols and close combat weapons. And as you can see with the Salamander on the screen there as well, you can also equip them with combat shields. So loads of different things you can choose to mix them in with. I would imagine
Skills
we're also going
Marine.
to see some of these converted with all the different Space Marine kits. One of the lovely things about the Horus Heresy is that so many of the kits are really interchangeable with each other, so you can take bits and heads and arms and weapons and stuff and really create it.
I really like the breastplate on these. That high gorget looks fantastic. They're just fantastic looking models. Well done them. There's more coming as well.
Look at the like
We
battle damage on the knee.
previewed the,
Sorry, I lost my mouse for a minute.
the Journal Tactical, which is available to order right now. In fact, all of Saturnine is available to order right now. There's a new Journal Tactical on the horizon. It's called
Chainglaive!
The Forges of Saturn, and this is really all about Vulcan's gift to his brothers through the Saturnine project.
Enjoy the
and so
chainsaw
it
to me,
focuses
kind of
very
did her
heavily
obsession.
on
I
all of
fucking
those
love.
suits of armor that we've seen in the Saturnine box.
Yeah, there's loads of great new options in this book, particularly allowing you to do more stuff with your Saturnine.
Oh, I like them
So,
guys.
there are different basically things that you can do to your Saturnine miniatures using other kits,
Look how
mixing kits together to
shiny.
create new units. So this is a really great example. This is a Saturnine command squad, and what you've got here is a unit that's taken bits from the command squad sprues, and also some spare bits from someone who's built a Saturnine Praetor with his axe. You get the hammer spare. You can now give it to characters in your.
I'm constantly
Saturnine
trying to
command
think
squad
like
and
what
basically
kind of
make
colors
them
would
into a
these
champion.
look like badass.
The other option that you can have inside this is to make
The green
one
and
of your
gold is
Saturnine
nice,
Terminators
and just,
into
like-
a Saturnine Centurion.
Oh, the
That's
red is good.
Thousand Suns guy on the far left there. Saturnine Centurion means that you could now have like 2 tiers of Saturnine commander you can have in your army, and effectively
Look at the,
unlocks
like,
the ability
candy
to have
apple
an
red kind of
entire
colour. That looks
Saturnine
awesome.
styled army if you wanted to.
Yeah, one
Do
of
you
the
think
topics
they
that's,
did the top
handled
coat
inside
in
this,
hard
general
coat, or do you
chapter
think
is,
they did it in
the
like
way the
blood for the
Legions
blood
embraced
god?
Saturnine armor, obviously, to use it
I
at
bet
all
it was
requires
just
you to be
hard
at least
coat.
to some extent psychically sensitive. That really.
I'm pretty
plays
sure
into
they've got
the
some of
hand
these
of
that
the
are a
Thousand
different,
Suns love it.
slightly
They're
different
my
shade of
But,
red, or maybe it's the light.
There's all sorts of things. It's not just the Thousand Suns that.
Curse
sort of
heresy!
in this, so,
You
there'll
reckon
be
it's
lots to
just
enjoy,
art
and we'll tell
coat
you
and then
more
it's
about
just
it
a red
as we
underneath?
get closer.
Yeah, there's some really interesting
Oh, yeah,
stuff
they do
about
things
how the
properly,
different
don't they?
legions have sort of embraced it. So the Thousand Suns have sort of used it as intended to some extent and kind of put all of their psychic pilots inside them.
I'd have done it with
The
blood for
word
blood
bearers
god, just
immediately
because
crammed
that
it full
would've
of demons just to see what would
That would've
happen.
been nice.
But all of the legions, to some extent, have recognised the lethality of Saturnine technology and find a place for it in their legions.
Perfect. Right. We're still not quite done in this sort of area of the timeline. I am super excited to be able to
They're
announce
actually
today on
releasing a
behalf
lot
of the
more than
Black
I thought they
Library
would be.
that there is a new mega series on the way. This is the Scouring. This is book 1 called Ashes of the Imperium, and this kicks off a multi-book, multi-author mega series set in the ashes of the Imperium. It's a perfect title. The Horus Heresy is ended. The Emperor is
it?
mortally wounded.
But
in fight
sir,
on
is
the
it an
Dawn Throne.
actual
The War
real
Master
book?
is dead. The forces of the
Or is
traitor
it yet
legions
another
are in full
audio book?
retreat. What happens next? So this series begins essentially at that premise, and here we have a very
Can you
understandable
posture check? I am
confrontation
mildly
between
posturized today.
a battered and damaged Rogel Dawn.
Follow up
and,
after the Horus Heresy and Battle for
Rudolph
Terra.
Guilliman,
But is
who
it
has
a real
arrived
book?
pristine with reinforcements.
Thank
and
you
as
for
can
giving
see,
it
they're at
context, though, so
loggerheads
I understand.
already. Black Library are super excited for us to be announcing this today because this is the culmination of a lot of work and effort between a really sort of
It is a real book.
carefully assembled cabal of writers and creatives that have been plotting out a multi-book series, which we're going to see play out over several years. I'm really, really excited by this.
I think you were saying to me earlier on that there's kind of like 3 core themes out there that's being explored through this.
So in a nutshell, and without spoiling anything for those of you who want to enjoy it, I promise you
Oh, so it's
spoiler free.
gold, then red?
There are 3
Okay.
principal themes. Theme
That
number
looks
1
really
is what
good.
happens with the legions Astartes, right? They've essentially caused all of this, or their brothers have. They've ruined the work of the Great Crusade. The Imperium is in tatters. What is the place for the Space Marine legions in the wake of this catastrophe? For the traitor legions, the second of these sort of
I'd have done
perspectives,
gold and then blood
the
for the
War
blood
Master is
god
dead.
just
The whole
because
purpose
I'm a
for doing
knobhead.
this has now failed. The Chaos gods withdraw some of their power. So suddenly,
What are we watching?
they
Dark
thought
Jaw,
they were onto a
welcome
good thing,
in.
and
We are
now
watching the
they're relatively
Warhammer
alone
announcements
at
for all
sea.
their new models
How do
and
they survive?
books
How do
and
they
stuff.
regroup? The third group is, in my opinion, maybe the most compelling, which is what of humanity, right? They've just watched these demigods wage
yes,
war
welcome in, and
across
I
the
hope you're doing
Imperium, ruin everything, destroy the Emperor's great
So
works.
we've
The
had
Emperor is
Space
mortally
Dwarfs.
wounded. How do
We've
they respond?
had,
How does humanity rally, and how does it perceive the place of
More
the
ads?
Space Marine legions that remain?
Absolutely. And I think worth saying as well, this is absolutely, you can treat this as a self-contained series.
Oh, yeah.
If you have read all of the Horus Heresy from Horus Rising all the way through the full novel series and then gone through the Siege of Terror, first of all, very well done. There's a lot of books to read, some great stories in there. But if you are new to the Horus Heresy and kind of the setting and the era, you can absolutely just jump in with Ashes of the Imperium and treat the Scouring as a series in its own right.
Yeah, I have to give a little bit of
dries
a shout
horribly.
out to Chris Wright as well, who's the
Probably.
author chosen for this first book. He is a true gangster of
I would
words.
cry.
He's written some of the really fantastic Black Library novels. If you've never read a Chris Wright book and you just want to dip your toes in ahead of trying this, I could not recommend enough Valdor, Birth of the Imperium. It sort of sits outside the rest of the sort of Horus Heresy experience a little bit. And it's like top tier Black Library fiction and might be a fun way to sort of whet your appetite for more Chris Wright. as we approach the release of this, we're going to have a full-length interview with Chris talking about Ashes of the Imperium and all of the care and consideration that's gone into it and the narrative that unfolds. More on that on Warhammer Community as we have it.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I think
that was awesome.
Cool.
I really am super excited for it.
I'm glad he's super excited.
Yet.
We're not even
oh, there's more?
We promised that we would return to the
so
grim darkness of the Dark Millennium, and we do now with 5 new Space Marine heroes for 5 of the first founding chapters.
Right, this is Vulcan Heston.
So
this
I
is
like that.
a model returning that has previously been in
What's
metal
happened
and
to me?
resin.
Why
and
am I
is
enjoying
now
the
in
40k
plastic.
stuff?
Vulcan
You lot
Heston
have
is
rubbed
a
off
famed
on me.
hero of the Salamanders chapter.
Stop rubbing.
And his particular mission is to scour
Space
the galaxy
Marines.
looking for the relics left by his
Mimi,
Primarch
what?
namesake, Vulcan. He wears some of those relics himself, so he is equipped with an artificer suit of armor.
I prefer him with
He
the
is
helmet
carrying
on.
a handheld heavy flamer and a blade of Vulcan that crackles with magma fire and is able to slice
Ooh, it
through
looks
enemy
so
warriors.
good.
He's also walking through flames, just in case you weren't sure he was as cool as he can be. He's just walking through the fire there as well. He is probably
What
the
is
most
wrong with you
iconic
people?
Salamanders
Why do
character.
you keep bombarding my castle?
Oh,
Plastic. He
shit!
has a couple of head options.
Maddie!
You can have helmeted or unhelmeted.
Hello,
Both
Maddie,
of
Maddie,
them
how are
look
you?
very,
Welcome,
very cool
Hello,
indeed.
Raiders.
He is only one of
Hello.
the
Thank you
5
for the
new Space Marines.
raid. I
next
get
up,
to
we
raid
have
you.
a very iconic
Yeah.
and well-known hero.
Thank you very
returning
much.
in a new
Welcome in,
incarnation.
welcome,
Darth Lysander,
welcome.
first captain or captain of the first company, I probably should say, of the Imperial Fists chapter.
There we go.
He's been
How was your
remade
stream,
in
Maddie?
Spit, pride, heart, and soul, and rage, and peace.
Oh, look at
It's
that
the same
colour!
scale
Look
as
at
the
that
one
colour,
in the
guys!
recent 140,000
and he is a substantial
Yeah,
man
how
in
was
that
your
armor. He has
stream?
an
What were you playing?
enormous
Were you
storm
playing,
shield. He's carrying that incredible looking
He
thunder
might be the
hammer.
best
Oh,
Storm
for God's
Shield
sake,
in
I've
Warhammer.
forgotten the
It's up
name.
there,
It's
isn't it?
Claire
right up
Obscura?
there. I think the Lion might argue with you, but we're talking top 3, right? Yeah, everything you'd expect from this
Wait,
iconic
hi.
hero of the
Hello,
Imperial
Mazu,
Fists
welcome.
chapter.
Nice to see a helmeted
Welcome,
option in
readers.
there.
Yeah,
It was good.
absolutely.
Sadly, I got a ton of
they're
phone calls
thinking
during
You
it.
don't want to paint
We
a
were
face,
playing
and
Sea of
sometimes you
Sea
just
of
want to get on the
Thieves.
battlefield and
Lovely,
mess
very nice.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't yellow, I don't know.
New
I might
time
find it
content
easy
the
to paint
release
the
that we
font,
want to check
to be
out.
honest.
Awesome!
He is
Awesome,
not
awesome.
the only. There are 5 of them all together. So
welcome
next up
in,
we
welcome
have
in,
Kamok
everybody.
Var, a
Today
new
we are
character
watching
for the
Warhammer
Iron Hands
announcements.
chapter.
Oh, look at
This
that
is,
one. Today
the
we are watching the
captain
Warhammer
of
announcements
the Averni
live.
clan.
Yeah,
They are live
the equivalent
streaming.
to
We've had
the
some
kind of
cool
captain
stuff.
of the first
It's very
company.
nice.
Again, a Terminator in the same scale as the recent new Terminator kits. Some really lovely little features on here. Really
If
leaning
anyone
into the kind of Iron Hands
from
lore.
Maddie's stream
You've got
likes
lots of,
Warhammer, we've
nods
had
towards
Space
his,
Dwarves, we've had Tomb
technological know-how
Kings,
and their
we've
kind of
had
alliance with the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Chaos
Yeah, he's got sort of
Dwarves in
servo
Age of
skulls
Sigmar.
attached by data tethers, sort of
What else
conjuring
we have? What
information.
else
Look
we
at the
have?
one on the bottom right-hand corner.
Obviously, we're
He
having a
looks
bunch
like
of
he's
stuff that
projecting
I
a
don't
fortress of
quite know what it is.
redemption.
Yeah, he's got like a little holograph
Yeah.
of perhaps a building that they're planning to besiege.
And
Or
I
something.
think my favourite thing on this model is actually the power maul, which is shaped after a Tetsubo, not a weapon I'm used to seeing, and it just really works on this guy. Sort of straightforward, practical, extremely brutal.
But yes, if you have to go and have
Next
like
up,
a snack
and
or
I think for
anything
many
like
people
that,
this will
go
be
look after
the
yourself.
sort of,
This one's cool, guys.
The model which fires your imagination, the Raven Guard.
Oh, I like
I
that
new
one.
Chapter Master.
Absolutely love this guy.
Ethan Sean.
The new chapter master of the Raven Guard. And you might be saying, Eddie, they already have a chapter master. What happened to Shrike? Shrike has led the Raven Guard for some years, but has decided that actually his place is better in the shadows as the
I love the ones that
captain
have extra
of
stuff like
Stealth
the
Assault,
rock.
And he has left Ethan Sean to lead the Raven
Get
Guard
that helmet
as
on,
their,
please.
their figurehead and their commander. And the miniature is absolutely phenomenal. We very recently had Logan
Saturday I
Grimnar
should
released.
do a bit of a
I
stretch
think
break.
only
We'll be
this last
watching K-pop
weekend.
Demon Hunters
And
latest
this
night.
continues the tradition of
Damn!
having just an
People have been talking about that all over the place. I
absolutely
actually do
cool
want to see that.
Chapter Master miniature.
Yeah,
But I will be going to
sort of
bed,
imagery
not
of the Raven
probably
Guard,
about like
chapter you'd expect
10-ish.
to see.
I probably
There's
won't be able to
those
join.
sort of tassels that sort of dangle from him with the sort of secret runic script of deliverance. He's got
But no
feathers
problem.
and
You go have your
textures
stretch
and
break.
He's got 3 head
Thank you
options.
for that raid.
Aethon Shan
As
is
well,
a
I hope you have a good rest of your
really
evening.
Just tremendous centipede piece model, and I think the Raven Guard fans out there.
Maybe
are
next
gonna
time.
be
Maybe next
delighted
time. Yes.
by, what he
Time
presents.
zones suck.
And there's one more. Sabodin Khan. He is the first captain
No
of
problem.
the
No
White
problem.
Scars
I will do
chapter.
my best to look
So
after
he leads
them.
its first company on this just mighty-looking
Look at that.
grav bike.
Oh,
It's
he's got like
a,
heads on it hanging
a
off of
Gatling
it.
cannon mounted into the front. He's
Pedro.
just the perfect embodiment of that White Scars hero huntsman archetype.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
looks like
There's
he's
all
crying.
sorts of beautiful Chigorian
That's because he's got
details on in
saddle
there.
sore.
You
He's
can
been on
see
that
the
thing
kind
for
of pattern
hours.
on the front of the jet bike is very reminiscent of some of their Heresy era designs on their dreadnoughts and things like that. We've got the model with us in a second. We're going to have a kind of look at it, but there's some beautiful detail on the back. He's got kind of Chigorian shields and sheaths and decapitated enemy heads and stuff like that. It is just the most White Scars looking thing you've ever seen. It fits beautifully in an army if you've got lots of outriders and fast moving stuff. It's been quite a long wait for the White Scars to have a character on a bike, and it's well worth it.
Had to walk, haven't they? So not anymore. Really beautiful. How do I get my hands on these? You say there's some questions to answer there. There's a series of combat patrols coming out. Listen carefully and I'll explain the one piece of nuance to this. Sabodin Khan is in the White Scars combat patrol. You see it here. It's 3 outrider bikes, an intercessor assault squad, a transport, and Sabodin Khan.
I like the white.
He will be available separately.
Too clean.
Not that
Too
long after the
clean.
release of this combat patrol.
It's fucking awful.
He's the only one
I
of these
like
heroes that
it.
comes inside a combat patrol. The
Why do they
others
keep doing this? They want to be snazzy. They want to stand out.
available separately, but here are the combat patrols that come out with them. So you have an Imperial Fist combat patrol, just full of heavily armoured Imperial Fist troops. You've got Terminators and a command
Not the colour
group,
scheme
and
you
it
mute
just
on
looks
this thing.
wonderful.
What?
Next up, Iron Hands, heavy intercessors, heavy weapons, everything you might expect from these tough, durable warriors of the Iron Hands chapter. The Raven Guard,
Mustard
bit more
man.
Fast and Phobos.
yeah, fast. That's good. I like that. That was strong. Yeah, they're going to get in amongst it much faster. Imagine Aethon Shan leading those; it'll be tremendous. But what if you just want to carry all the flames all the time?
Yeah.
Every model in this entire combat patrol has something that makes you hotter.
In a fucking
Either a
£90
melted gun
box
or
set,
a
and it's the only way to
flamethrower
get
in
it. Then
some
you
way,
just
shape,
thought, oh,
or
I
form.
see,
I
I
think
see.
there's some assault intercessors who maybe ruin my attempt to. connect
Is there a
it.
reason
But
why
you know what?
these
That
ones
is
are
a
all
lot
like
of
really
flame
bright
and
in your
handle
face
melter, and I
colours?
think you can excuse us.
Some new transfers in those kits as well, Adam. I know you were a very big fan of that when we were looking through.
Hit
kits.
on my secret nerd part of Warhammer. I get really excited by transfer sheets. I can't do freehand to save my life, but I can stick a decal on with the best of them. Each of these will come with its own transfer sheet, which means that you can apply all the details, the heraldry and everything. And there's loads of cool extras on those. Case in point, the Imperial Fist one has some decals that do Crimson Fists. So if you were a fan of the Crimson Fists successors, then you can fill your boots. We'll show you those ahead of time so you can sort of plan your purchases and your painting experiences as we get closer to these.
Yeah,
have a look at the models.
Yeah, I've got some of the miniatures right here. We've got some kind of classic stuff, so you can see the scale of them.
Oh yeah,
and
Grand
we've
Ray
also
looks
got
mega cool.
some of the new miniatures. So if we start off over here with the Raven Guard side, I brought along a assault intercessor sergeant. It's not a small model by any stretch of the imagination, but you sort of get a sense of how big the new chapter master of the Raven Guard is there. He's on a big base. He's going to be quite an intimidating character. Certainly going to be the largest of your infantry models, probably standing not far off the height of a Redemptor Dreadnought at the top of his base there.
Yeah, what's interesting is you may have a tactical rock to sort of raise him up a little, but Darnus Lysander is such a brute that he's not that much shorter than either of the two models you just mentioned. He really is very dominating. And then Sabodin Khan next to an outrider.
Uses a symbol of hope. And
check
also
out
proud.
the sort of
Oh, it's these
similarities
lament
between
stand
the
out.
stylings, the sort of the shape of the bike, very sort of reminiscent of the things that you see on the outrider. But if you spin it around, check out some of the details
There are so
on the
many
back.
lovely
look
details
at
on this. I
that.
really like the shield. There's some sheaths, there's some extra weapons.
Yeah, don't touch
There's,
it, dude. Don't touch it.
As well as having loads of
go on
lovely
display.
detail, there's also loads of space if you want to do some like Chigorian freehand or something
We don't
like
want
that.
your sticky
I think
fingerprints all
that's
over in
going to
Warhammer
be,
World.
Up there with the golden demons and things, so that people choose
It's
the models.
it's exciting to see what
It's
people
really
do
nice.
with it. There we are, Space Marine characters.
Surely that's all the Space Marine we have time for.
So you say that, but there is a little bit more Space Marine on the way. This
The dude's
one's
like,
really
please
exciting
hurry
for
up,
me,
I want to go have some dinner.
because I got to help a little bit on the team that have brought this to life. I am over the moon to present
No
the
way,
first ever
dude.
officially licensed wearable Space Marine helmet. This is the
Do you guys
Lieutenant
remember when
Titus
they
Mark
brought out
10
the
helmet made by Joy Toy.
Cybermen ones
If
for
you've not
Doctor
heard of Joy
Who?
Toy, where have you been hiding? Joy Toy make beautiful action figures under license from Games Workshop. They do Warhammer 40,000 ones, and
That's
they do
what that
Warhammer Age of
looks
Sigmar
like.
ones, and they do Warhammer the Horus Heresy ones, and now they have made this incredible helmet. It's just really something, and I can talk about some of its features. Inside, it's got an adjustable
You have battle
headband,
damage.
so you can change it to fit your head.
Battle
what
damage.
that means is that unless you've got the teeniest, tiniest of heads, like a small child or a grot, you should be able to make it fit.
Or
I
me.
have the most preposterous, like, potato head imaginable.
I think I'm going to say what everyone is thinking, which is just put it on.
Yeah,
Adam.
yeah,
Let's
I
see what it
will.
looks like.
But before I do, so this is the prototype that we've been sort of working with them on. And
Just as a
before I do, I'm
disclaimer,
gonna
this is a
flip switch,
prototype, so
'cause
if it
we're
breaks,
under very bright studio lights. But
it's
inside, can you
your
see the
one won't be
illuminated-
breaking.
a little bit. There's some
bit,
really
a little
great
bit.
pictures that you'll be able to see later. But I feel like a space marine already. This is just
I feel like I'm
the
standing
best.
next to a space marine. It's incredible.
I mean, it's never felt so good to feel like Lieutenant Titus.
Sir, put it on for longer, please.
The lenses inside illuminate. You
We need
can
to see you
buy
over
it
here.
with this lovely display stand as well. This is the Mark 10 helmet stand. It looks like something straight out of
They're all
a
designed to stand out and be
battle
very
barge
visible,
or a
besides the
Fortress
Raven
Monastery
Guard, whose
cell
military
where a
make you
space marine
forget
might
that
put
they
his
were
war gear,
there.
when he's finished.
Oh, that's
on
awesome.
campaign.
I love that.
It's your choice
Very
whether you want
cool.
to get the helmet separately or with that, but I've had this sat in my office for quite a while and it
For
looks
your
really
fat
cool.
head. I haven't got a fat head, I've got a small head.
When can you get your hands
Excuse
on it, I guess
you.
is the question.
When can I get my hands on it, Adam?
I'm glad you asked. The answer is when this preview show is done, the pre-orders begin. So you will be able to go to
Building hype,
warhammermerch.com
building hype, building hype.
and pre-order it. So yeah, I'm just over the moon to see this in the flesh,
Not
in
you.
real
What,
world.
you him?
Very, very exciting.
It's not for his fat head.
We're still not done with Warhammer 40,000. We need to go.
Stop calling
to
it
Kill
Warhammer
Team
40,000. I don't think I've ever heard of
the
anyone say the
Kill
actual
Team.
1,000 bit. Sounds really odd. No, he has no hair, that's why it can fit. Streamlined. I know it's what 40k means, you dingus. It just, I've never heard anyone say anything other than 40k.
So, an amazing,
cool.
amazing new box for Kill Team, a new expansion, 2 brand new kill teams, a new kill zone, some incredible miniatures. Let's take a look. This is
Oh, look at
Kill
that.
Team Tomb World, and you get absolutely loads in this box.
It's just bursting with cool
This
stuff. Right?
might be the best Kill Team box we've released. It's
bold
way up
claim,
there.
and I
isn't it?
struggle
It's
to
up there.
argue.
It's up there. There's some beautiful stuff in here. I mean, if we talk about the battlefield first, you've got some absolutely amazing Necron scenery, in a little bit like the Into the Dark scenery we saw
Yeah, absolutely.
a little while back, and certainly allows you to play games in that same sort of style. Doesn't replace it necessarily, but
looks
allows you to play
awesome.
that kind of close confines, up close battles. Really thematic. You've got the kind of undead
you have to
Necron
paint it all?
crypts as the warriors
Oh,
wake
yeah.
from their eons long slumber. But the kill teams themselves are probably where the really
Transit,
exciting
hello,
is. So,
welcome, how are
if we
you?
start
Let's
off with
go.
the Death
Let's
Watch
go
kill team.
indeed.
This is the return of the original kill team. The name kill team itself comes from the concept of
You mean
Death
let's buy
Watch,
this and play?
and they have
Brodsky,
come out
man.
with an amazing new range of miniatures. There are 10 of these guys in the box. You can build them in a whole range of different ways, and there are some lovely features. Adam, have you got any favourites from the
I mean,
mix there?
for me, I'm all about the big firepower, right? So, sort of bottom right, you have a flesh terrier holding a frag cannon, because that's the best way to greet the Xenos, right? Yeah, you can't really go wrong. I called him out as a flesh terrier because I happen to know he is. One of the things that's really striking about this set is that there's loads of different heraldic devices
Yeah,
available.
some quite obscure chapters as well.
Yeah, I mean, so flesh terriers are perhaps not obscure, but they're not necessarily what you might expect. For example, top centre, that's a member of the Wolf Spears, which is one of the few successors to the
Guys, what's your
Space Wolf
favourite
chapter.
one?
You've got an Ultramarine on the right hand
like this
side.
guy.
The crossed swords on the one bottom left, I think, is
Let's
probably
do a fan
making him
meet up.
Guardian of Covenant.
I think you might
But,
All right.
might be right.
And as a
Where we
Dark Angels
flying?
collector, that's quite exciting.
We had a fun game earlier on where we tried to guess all the different chapters.
Yeah.
A red scorpion in there as well. You can't quite make him out, but
There's 5 more that you can see here. So if you see any that are a chapter
nah,
that you're
nah,
interested
I
in,
like
shout them
that.
out in
Oh,
the chat. I think the top
ooh,
middle guy is going to get some attention because there's a lot of fans for those guys. Loads of options, loads of different specializations for your kill team to be built with. They really are the personification of pick the right weapon for the job when you start your game.
And when you play kill team, the way that this any kill team works is that you have a roster of different warriors, and then you can choose the ones you want before your game starts. You get 10 models in this box to make your kill team. You've
wish
got
I could
loads
paint
of
all
different
that. I
options.
wish I
and
could,
then
but I
you
wouldn't be able
choose
to.
before each game. Your kill team
Not at
in game
all.
will be 5 of those warriors, and you can
Yeah.
pick any 5 you want.
I mean, check it out with the underslung grenade launcher and all of the grenades just in the harness.
It's great to see a mix of Gravis and Phobos and Tacticus
absolutely.
as well. So that's a Gravis, effectively a heavy intercessor archetype, but he's even more upgunned than you might expect a normal heavy intercessor to be, which have already got quite big guns. In game terms, the Death Watch have got all sorts of specialist Xenos killing kit, but one of their things is effectively in each turning point you can choose one of them to use a special piece of ammunition. And
Also,
you can
Maddie, if you're
basically
listening,
pick
I just
a
realized
special
you
rule for
resubbed.
that
Thank
gun
you
to
very
have, so you can do
much.
blast or
Thank you,
precision
thank you.
or extra AP or something like that.
Sorry, I completely missed.
That a kind of quite long-standing concept of them having the ammunition to do exactly the job you need them to do makes its way into Kill Team, as well as them just being pretty good all-round Space Marines, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But they're not the only thing in the kit, although you might excuse our enthusiasm for thinking so. There's also the Canoptic Circle. These are the Necron guardians of this tomb complex. Essentially, their job has been to oversee the reanimation protocols of all of the Necrons that you see in these alcoves. We'll show you some more of the terrain in a bit. And so these are the
look at it.
sentinels that are ready to now sort of attack the interlopers.
And they were just going about their business, waking up all the Necrons, and all of a sudden this very rude kill team of Deathwatch burst into their crypt and decided to start wrecking up the place. So they've had to mobilize against them. It is a very powerful kill team. This is the Canoptek Circle. It is led by a Geomancer, which is a type of Cryptek. That's the model you can see there. She is the leader of the warband, and she definitely
what was that? What was
kind
what?
of is the core of the force, right? So
and she's big and powerful.
She's
right?
big and powerful. Yeah, she alone
something.
can take on a Space Marine, but the other troops in her force need her to kind of be at the center to kind of coordinate the efforts. You've got a few different other models in the mix there as well. As the Geomancer, you have.
Look at it.
The larger thing on the left-hand side with the guns on the top is the Tomb Crawler.
Yep.
Then sort of the right hand, and there's another one sort of central to the right-hand side. Then the smaller things, they are your reanimators or your warriors. So normally, day to day, they'd just be pooling around, making sure everything's safe and well. They've been reanimating some Necrons, but when the Deathwatch come knocking, I
don't think I could do them justice though. This is the thing, like
the crawlers
all these models look
particularly
amazing
formidable weaponry,
until
right?
you
So,
get
like,
your
they're up
hands on
against the
them, and I'm
Deathwatch
like,
kill team, so,
I'm pretty sure I couldn't,
the
I
guns
couldn't
on
do
those
them
can take out a
justice.
Space Marine if they get a good,
I would be like,
solid round of
I
firepower.
would get it, and I would be like, actually, this
you've
is
got your
not
kind of central
very
character,
good,
which does
because
all
I
the kind of
painted it.
utility stuff. Then you've got two really good solid gun platforms, and then you've got the rest of the force, which whizzes around and does the objective taking stuff. So it's a really flexible little kill team. Also worth pointing out that the box has a bunch of Necron warriors.
Yep.
Why does it have a bunch of Necron warriors, you might ask? They're not in the kill team. Well, one of the other things that you get inside this box is rules for playing basically co-op missions where you both play as Deathwatch and
unless
you're
you
up
got the
against
shape.
hordes, undying hordes of Necron warriors.
Very much
Joint
have the shape,
operations
man.
is
The
super
closer the
fun,
paintbrush gets as
and,
well, the worse
the
they
chance
get.
to do
It's
this
like
as-
there's some
as
sort of
a
magnetic
Deathwatch kill
force and
team,
fighting
sort of
against something.
stalking around the Necron, awakening Necron tomb complexes. Almost too appealing to say no to.
And just a great other way
Also,
of
the
playing
green
game.
looks
I'm gonna
amazing, but
totally
I
jump
would
on it.
always
Have
be
a look
like,
around this board, and you can see in some
but
of those
what is
alcoves
blue,
there are those
though?
reanimating Necrons and stuff.
you know,
and there's, like,
shit
weird
like that.
portals
Like,
and
I
glyphs
do
and
know
all
about
that
this.
stuff.
Was
replete with
disgusting.
cool
What a
imagery.
terrible
There's
choice.
fallen masonry. You can imagine they've been asleep for so long that seismic events, whatever, have caused things to fall down. Plus, and/or maybe the wolf spear hitting everything with his hammer. This is going to be just peak Warhammer adventures in a tomb complex. I love it.
And of course, both of these kill teams will be usable in Warhammer 40,000.
I thought
that said
There'll be a way to
Tosser. I
use
was
your
like-
Deathwatch in that game as well, and your new Necrons. And of course, there is a new book, a new dossier that comes with
Ares
this,
and
which has all
Harlequins?
the
Oh,
rules
man,
you
I
need
give up
to
with
play these
them.
in your games of kill team.
Yeah, let's have a look at
Okay,
some of them in
like,
the flesh.
I don't think I even think I finished painting one model.
Let's have a
One
look at
like
some of these
shit.
in the flesh. In particular, it'd be good to get the
gave up.
Geomancer in because that gives a sense of the
Eons
scale.
of Battle did
So,
blue
my
Necrons until
favourite
they
with the
made them
frag cannon,
orange.
But when you put the Geomancer in here, square.
Just think there's certain colours that would look really good.
So there's some like narrative around the events here, which is quite cool. We were having
just
a
heard
read.
one of my cats.
So when we learned that the Geomancer was in fact a lady. If you haven't already twigged yet, this is a raptor. This guy, check him out. So you get a nice mix of scale from obviously the Geomancer and the reanimators on the sides. Loads of stuff to feast on. This is going to be a very exciting time for Kill Team. I think the Deathwatch are very popular with lots of fans.
You always like the bug
and they're so
motif for
iconic within
Necrons.
the
It's very
concept of
cool.
Kill Team.
I think wouldn't be an exaggeration to say the most requested kill team, since the concept of kill team was sort of re-emerged into. The
Yeah,
This has actually
absolutely.
gone on for longer than I thought it would.
Right.
I thought they would be like, "Yep, here's some
we've done
shit. There you go,
done
you
it.
slut."
We're
We
around the
got-
90-minute mark. I did say it would be a long one, but we've shown you all of our Warhammer previews.
Ooh.
We should go to
Cool.
question corner. That was a good prompt. Well done, Simon.
Cool.
There's probably a question or
Cool.
three, right?
There's quite a few. Yeah. Do you want some rapid fire ones to get you going?
Hit us. Let's see what we can do.
We're within 12.
Okay, let's go.
Cool.
So start off with Old World. Are the new Tomb King minis resin or plastic?
They are plastic.
Multi-part plastic kits. Definitely said it.
Let's go with the Kill Team Tomb World. Is the new Necron terrain similar in dimension to the Gallowdark terrain?
It is similar.
yeah.
I don't think it's exactly the same.
Yeah, Gallowdark would be a good reference point.
So we've got Warhammer
You can
Underworlds.
say
Will the
fruit.
new warbands or any of the re-released Grand Alliance warbands be receiving rules to use them in Warhammer Age of Sigmar?
I believe you can use all of them in Age of Sigmar, can't you? I don't want to. Certainly. Ooh.
Well,
I'm not going to commit. There you go. Show my face as a face of non-committal.
One thing that is worth saying is that quite a lot of the new battle tomes have a place for the Warhammer Underworld's warbands as generic archetypes of that thing. So the Gloomspite kits, for example, you've got a place for the wolves.
I think that's a more comprehensive answer.
That's
Eddie,
probably
well
the place that you'll find them going forwards.
that's fair. The Hellsmiths are going into Warcraft. We said that already. We have
Yes.
said that already.
Yeah.
Well done us.
So
been a long 9 minutes.
the Adepts Astartes ones we've just seen. Does Subadin Khan have a helmeted option?
He does have a helmeted option.
Very cool.
Although I think
Safety first.
any adherence to health and safety
People are crying about
would be
Imperial
an
Knights
absolute
Codex.
abomination when you're riding free in the wind.
You
like the
might
white
be
You know,
riding
punch
in
chat now.
a vacuum, at
No,
which point
no,
you're probably
just
allowed.
hold your breath.
Just
Get on with it. Yeah.
Okay,
They've got
cool.
reinforced
There you go.
skulls. I'm sure they'll be fine. So where can we expect to see the lore and rules for the shiny new characters?
That is a great question.
good question.
The rules will be available online.
So some of the rules, if the character is being re-released, already exist
Yeah,
in Codex
that's true.
Space Marine.
So Darnath, Lysander,
yeah,
covered up
Vulcan and
already.
Lysander are already there. The other rules will be available online.
And I'm really glad you asked about the lore because I know a thing. Phil Kelly from the Warhammer 40,000 lore team came and had a chat with me, and they've written full background for each of these characters and narrative stories, which we'll be hosting on Warhammer Community in the week leading up to their release when that happens. I'm super excited because I don't know anything about Aethon Shan and I want to learn his story. So yes, there we go.
Awesome. So we've got two more quick ones if we can. So the Horus Heresy Age of Darkness. Are some of the Wargate options that are currently no longer available to certain units ever going to be revisited?
So that's a good question. So we do know that there will be more things released in plastic
The
across the
Sanguine
course
is in
of
the
this
background?
edition.
I don't know.
With some of those plastic kits, you may see war gear options
Never mind. Oh.
returning that have previously been available. You might also see some war gear options that have never existed before added to those units. So hopefully that answers some of the question.
Yeah, Grant. One last one was on the Scouring. How many books can we expect to see in the series?
At least one, because it's got the number 1 on the side of it. I
least
don't want
one.
to steal the thunder of any future sort of news from Black Library other than to announce it today. But what they have told us, and it was one of the best conversations of my professional life ever. to sit
Basically,
down
as
with
long as it gets the
editing
funding.
team from Black Library, as they sort of poured the Scouring lore into my open brain, was this is a multi-book, multi-author series, and so you're going to be following
Going
it
to
for
be
some
spread
years to come.
out.
Grant.
And some are going to be better
Well,
written than
there's,
others. That's what
bazillions more
a lot of the Age
questions
of
that I couldn't
Sigmar stuff is
possibly
like.
get to. They're scrolling past so quick. It's all I could do to find the ones I got. But yeah, thanks.
That's great.
Power!
What remains, I guess, at this point in the juncture is, first of all, to thank all of you for tuning in and spending 90 minutes of brilliant Warhammer fun with us. I've really enjoyed myself.
I had a great time. I always have a great time.
Awesome.
Power!
There's some general housekeeping to do. If you've missed anything in this and you want to know more, go to warhammercommunity.com. Read the articles that are there on the website. There's pictures. There's more information than Eddie and I would have remembered to tell you. And you can watch the videos back as well. If you are looking for more Warhammer excitement right now in your life, we're going to throw back to
I know, but
Tacoma,
one
where
can wish, Mono.
Warhammer
One can
40,000
wish.
tournament taking place, I believe, right now is what we're going back to. You can.
This guy's like,
hang around
I
here,
think there's a
especially on the
tournament
Twitch channel,
going
I
on. It's the
believe
fucking
that's true.
championship.
What else is there to say? The helmet. Go and find it on warhammermerch.com. I think we're done.
Yeah, sounds about
We
right.
have a
Brilliant.
separate.
Right. Thank you, Simon, for
warhammermerch.com.
asking questions. Thanks to the crew here who've made it all work. Eddie, it's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
We can't wait to see you again next time. Take care.
Bye! Bye! And there you go, guys. There we go. That's what they announced. So, what do you guys think? They had some really cool models in there, no? I thought there were some really nice ones. And even though I'm not like a 40k person, there was some nice, like, I like some of the 40k ones. I like that they got the Chorfs. We got the Chorfs. That's great. A good start. Paul Pedro didn't get a new model. Chorfs, woo! Exactly, Chorfs, woo. Warhammer 40k take notes. Walking Cathedral. Oh, neato. That would be nice. You're disappointed? Why are you disappointed? Because you didn't get the Grey Knights? He was like the Necrons. The Necron stuff was nice. It was really good. Yeah, I like that. Excited for the new kill team map. That looked fucking awesome. That really did. That looked really cool. The Underworld stuff looked freaking great. I've seen some stuff to do with the Underworlds, but I have never actually gone into it. I've never gone, like, branched into it. You know what I mean? Necron kill team looks awesome. They do. They look really, really good. I goon to Grey Knights. They are so cool. And give the head pats. Dross, welcome. How are you? No, I think I like. What the fuck is in me stabbing me? Please stop. Thank you. There's a piece of wood. No, I liked it. I thought it was good. I'd probably buy new Chaos Dwarves. Oh yeah, the Chorfs looked good. The green, I wasn't convinced on the green. I understand why because they tried to, like, as I said, they've like reinvented the Chorfs for Age of Sigmar. But I think, don't you know, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Like, I think the green will look cool, but I think you can't just get away from there's someone just at the end of the very last message just there. It's Warcry. They already spoke about Warcry. Yeah, but I think they're good. But I think, yeah, with the Chorfs, it's gotta be that nice warm reddish, all the fire, you know? But yeah, the Chorfs look, oh shit, my drink, I just poured that all over my new mouse. Fucking hell. Oops. I have to keep it upside down. They'll show the nerdy side today. Yes, indeed. You play Burning Legion from Warcraft? Oh, yeah. You happy with the Voltan release? Good, glad. Voltan? Yeah, they looked really cool. They did look really cool. Go fund me new mouse. I'm sure it's fine. It's okay. I just dried off a little bit. I'm sure he's fine. Oh, but there we go. Need more AdMech? I don't know what AdMech is. But yeah, that was nice. That was cool. Definitely went on for longer than I thought it was going to. A lot longer. So I honestly just thought it was going to be like an hour. There you go. Have some of this shit. But no, it went on a good amount of time. Oh, the Adeptus Mechanicus? Right. The AdMech got their stuff early on this year, so we'll probably have to wait until the next edition of 40k, possibly. If someone's just had a release, then maybe not. Memes are keep repeating. Oh, yeah. Okay. This was my first minute in the Warhammer chat. I'll have a look after stream. For now, I'm gonna go pee. Have a little breaky. And I will be right back. Okay, guys? Bid-a-bee. I'm back, obviously, because I'm here. But no, I thought that was a good, I did think that was pretty good. I liked it. It's very good. Sorry, my throat just dried out. Yeah, nice. Like it. Like it much. I'm just having a look to see about this peaking, but I can't remember which one does the thing that I'm looking at right now. Ah! No, it doesn't work like that. It just kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of, yeah. I'm just trying to get it close to the, no, not into the red. We don't want the red. No red, no red, no red, thank you. Okay, that should be a bit better. Hopefully this shouldn't peak as much. I fucking lied. Apparently it's peaking. You fucker. This is quite hard to get a hang of, doing it through filters again, instead of a software. Anyway. By the way, Mimi, how did the pod go? It went really well. There was some tech issues, unfortunately. Old man Rod's PC just pooped. But it was, yeah, it was good. It was really fun. Hi, Sellers. How are you? Welcome, welcome. It's not meant to peak. It's only meant to get to a certain point, but for some reason it keeps on going past the point it's allowed to go past. And I don't know why. Because I've set it to not go any higher, but there we go. It's ignoring me, so yeah. So all we'll do now is let me open up Total War. We'll go on to some Total War for a little while. It won't be for long because I gotta get, you know, everything sorted for work tomorrow and stuff like that. But did everyone like? Obviously, I know there's some people who were a little bit disappointed, but what was released? Did you think it was good? You know, for getting the stuff that wasn't released that we wanted. What do you guys think? I thought they were good. I thought they were pretty cool. You kind of lost me a little with the tanks. I'm not a tank girl. You know what I mean? I'm not a tank girl. But, it was nice. It was nice. Map was cool. Good. I'm excited to face the space dwarfs. Oh, the space dwarfs? Yeah, the space dwarfs look pretty cool. There wasn't enough beard on the dwarfs. Not enough beard on the dwarfs, which is a shame. You can diggy hole. You'd have to land first. You wouldn't want to diggy hole in your ship. Yeah. Oh, I think it was pretty good, and it was fun to watch one of those live because I've never watched any of them live before at all. I'm back. What did I miss? What point did you leave? That would depend on what you missed. Oh yeah, that's the beginning. So we got Space Dwarves, we got some Tomb King stuff, we got Chorfs, we got some Chorfs, we got, guys, what else did we get? Got a bunch of stuff. Nothing that chat was saying they wanted though, unfortunately. That that didn't happen. Oh, my PC's taken off. Any Elder? No, there was no Elder, I'm afraid. I don't think. No, there wasn't. No Elder. They spoke about some Underworld box sets. They looked really good. They looked really nice, actually. The box sets. They look neato. Very nice. Apart from the fact that it's just a shame that you have to paint them yourself because they just wouldn't look as good, would they? Unless you were skilled, unlike myself. They won't look very good. Come on, come on. Oh, for a second there I thought Total War had crashed. So, Jamie Shannon asked for a Brian update. You need to get better at making highlights. What, on the painting or like of streams? So, when we last finished... Oh, thank you, Mono, for the game category. When we last finished, we were about to go into a battle. I wasn't talking about your hair. I was talking about painting models. There we go. So unfortunately, we were about to lose our shit to Grimgor. So it needed to be a fight. We need to go and beat his ass. You guys think we can do it? No game audio? Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't it late? What do you mean isn't it late? You're about to get your shit rocked? Yes. Most likely. I'm about to get my shit rocked, yes. What's Grimgor's army? He's got if I do this, can you no, my ass is still in the way. I'll go over here. We got some Night Goblin Archer Fanatics, Orc Boar Chariots, Goblin Wolf Chariots, a giant the Acid Burper, they got a giant squig. Normal Mangler Squigs, Squig Herds, Stone Trolls, Snotling Pump Wagons, Rock Lobbers, and then they've got the next army as reinforcements. They got a whole bunch of Black Orcs, Black Orc Great Weapons, Orc Boys, Fighter Riders, a Ragnarok. The Ragnarok isn't too much to deal with. What was that noise? Oh, it's a cat. Isn't it late for you? Yeah, it is a bit, but like I said, we'll do this for a little bit. We'll probably do like this one fight. Sorry, I got the cat some new toys today. One of them's out there playing with it. But that's not all. Give them, and then they have their warg. So the second one only has a tiny warg. And then there's a full stack of warg as well. Put down this rebel. We can try. We can try and snuff him out. If we do manage to do it, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard, but we'll try. You guys think we can do it? I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Is Jova? Ain't no way. Fucking doing it. I gotta prove you wrong. I'm gonna prove you wrong. I say go out swinging. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up. I've got another army, so, and I've got places and stuff like that, so I'm not gonna get completely wiped, but it would be a big hit. It would be a big hit. Oh man, I'm bold again. No. Human-sized Slanesh android? I don't recall that. Oh. She just bought me her new toy. Minotto. Oh, she just like sniffed her foot and now she's doing that like face like cats do. Surprised she didn't want any Indians yet. They already made a blog post for the new kill team. They had that like, they just copy and pasted. He wasn't just sat there like, have they finished? You know? Right, this mod makes it... Oh, shit. Oh, it's a siege. I completely forgot that it was a siege battle. Minnows. Is it that time? Ooh. Right. Let's have a look. Grim Gore, more like Grim Paw. He's... Oh my god, my army is actually quite hurt. It shows off the terrain better. Oh, what, in the blog post? Hello, baby. Sorry, cat moment. Cat moment. I say find the point that has the most towers and hold it to the last chore. Where has the most towers? We've got the tower. We've got a tower here. We've got a tower. It's a barrack. One. I don't really have much in the way of one there. Oh, no. Two over here, I suppose, but they're just gonna come in and around. Didn't we fire the settlement before? This is the same siege map as we destroyed, what's his mush? The, Centaur guy, I can't remember his name. This is the same map. I'm gonna go and sneak in behind. Right, so what we're gonna do. We've got some archers. We're gonna put them along here. We're gonna look over here. What's over here? There's nothing really. We can't put them up on the ledge. So I think we're gonna have to look at. What have we got here? They've got both their stone troll units, Black Orcs, Goblin Rock. We've got some of these. These guys are apparently good, but they'll need some backup. Even blunderbusses aren't amazing against them. Well, these guys are pretty alright. They've got a banner. Banner of what? Banner of swiftness. Okay, so this is speed. So maybe if we charge them in, them back, and then these guys can have a little bit of a go. Is that a terrible... Is that a terrible tactic? I don't know. Cow, apparently good. Okay, cow can go here. Cow might be better somewhere else, but we'll see. I think we're gonna put some chod in here. Maybe put the chod. We'll put the chod here, and then these guys slightly behind. These guys here, because they're gonna run out. You can go out the way. And that way I know you're not in there. So let's do that. Number 1. Attack group 1 complete. For now. Okay, so over here we've got Grimgore. And he's got what has he got over here with him? He's got Black Orcs, Orc Boys, Squig Herd. So I want to put this guy sort of over here on this side, I think. And I think that because he's gonna come here, yeah, what's the point in barricading that? I'm gonna put him over on this side. Get the spells in a little closer. Yeah, he can help me here too. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. So we already know. So these guys are gonna be just kind of good in general. They can go there. You can we want to keep him out of the actual fight. But so what we could do is we can kind of do that so they can fire down there. You know what I mean? With a unit of chod. What's another unit? Maybe a little bit of that. They're gonna get shot. They're gonna get shot. So perhaps we can load them over here. These guys over to the left very slightly. No, not like that. And then these guys over. Fucking, can they not stand by the rocks?
Please stand by the rock.
These guys, we don't want these guys getting hit. You can stand back there. Where the fuck is my main guy gone? No, you're standing in there. Okay. Next we're gonna have, so let me select all these guys. This is our attack group 2 for now. Gather dark with rubble for cover. Finally an indoor map set with cover. Wait, it's got like a lid on it, like a roof. Grimwar is going to be the biggest problem. He is. That's why we've got some blunderbusses. We got our magic man over here. Magic man who already has a bunch of health missing. Nice. We don't have much in the way of reinforcements. It's only going to be a tiny bit anyway. So the third lot is this one over here. So we've got some archers up on the thingy. The Mechias Tech. Hi, welcome. How are you doing? Welcome in. So what's good down here? What do we got? What do we got there? So those are good there apparently. Okay, these guys, they're gonna have some backup. Fit as a fiddle. Good. I'm glad to hear it. Okay. Perhaps we could have some more blunderbusses. So if I put these guys here, that's how we had it set up before over here, wasn't it? With the blunderbusses. Blunderbusses is gonna have to be further back, sort of parked against the wall. These guys sort of up here. Hopefully they won't get hit too hard, but we'll see. Okay. Range, nice. I'm thinking of putting another. We've got one set of archers up here already. I kind of want to keep a set of archers for over by Grimglaw, so I'm gonna get one of these, probably that one. I'm gonna put them there. So we've got 2 on there. What are you? What are you doing? The only things you're good for are like over there. What is this? What is horned dwarves? We worship the horned rat. Unacceptable. They're the chorfs. These chorfs. Rock lobbers. Okay, so we're gonna get some of these boys. We'll get these guys over here. Perhaps we can get them in the rock lobbers. Oh shit! I left the cow out. Cow. That. Who are you? You. Woohoo! Blunderbusses. It's more blunderbusses. I think we're gonna put some more blunderbusses over by these guys, perhaps we can get like a second unit. Are they all gonna come in here, do you reckon? I mean, I'll build a barrier there to start with. That way, hopefully, we can... Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I'm posturized, actually, for once in my life, but I need to hydrate. Does Mimi's hips get wider every stream? I'm pretty sure Live 2D is actually breaking my model piece by piece, but I'm pretty sure the hips are like the same size. I'm also hellish at me. But yes, I'll block that side off. Maybe bring these guys back. We can put in the second round of blunderbusses. Oh, I didn't put these guys in a group, so I don't get confused about who I've already used. We'll do a second round of blunderbusses. What the fuck is that formation? These guys. Like this, we'll have like 2 thin rows, I think. Hopefully they don't do too much damage to our own. But we'll see. Why do you keep on facing just like the weirdest way? My dude, chill. Okay, you can do that. We'll put him up there. Hopefully they won't get too explodey. These guys can... What are you? You're ranged ones? You're ranged. Okay. So perhaps we'll put them here to go around the back and just like shuffle them, and then we'll barricade this. Who are you? Okay, you... I think you will be nice over here. I think you'll be a nice addition to this lot. What the fuck? Why you just stood there? I'm gonna do a similar formation here, actually. Oh wait, they're blunderbussies too? No, they're not. So we'll do a here. And was that goblin laborers? Goblin laborers, okay. So if I do this as well, get them all jumbled up together. Wolf Riders can run in. We've got these guys. Again, Wolf Riders, they can all go there. Who else we got? Let me do these so I know who we got. What we got left? We've got our war machines. War machines, lovely. We'll put a war machine. They can't really see very well. Isn't that way? And then we'll put another war machine. There's a good place. It's not going to be over there. We'll have to put them here. Why do you keep facing the weirdest ways today? My dude. I'm going to put them a bit further back, actually. Because they can cover such an expanse that I don't think it'd be worth putting them... So many tactics. Yeah, but it probably means nothing. Yeah, they got such good range on them that I can put them out of the firing line quite a lot, actually. We got some... I wanted to put some archers. We've got another route. They can come up here as well. So I could probably look at putting something. You can go there? You can go there. They're probably going to take this route because they're going to be assholes and be like, hey, this is the best route. There's no one here. Like the knobheads they are. I think I'll put this over here as well. I don't know how much they can see because they have to have a line of sight, don't they? But we can shoot. We can shoot. You say close to feet? Close? Let's put all this in a group so I don't forget who's where. Let's be honest. Right, that's everyone. Everyone should be good. We got 22 magic. It's okay. Like, it's not amazing, but it's okay. It said close victory in the auto. I don't know about that good luck. No, it didn't say close victory. I'm pretty sure it said defeat. Pretty sure it said defeat. That's why I had to play it, because otherwise I would have taken. Let's see where we go. Right. So what I want to do, I mean, it's showing 50, almost 50-50. A defeat? No, defeat. Defeat. Right, so we've got these guys. In team 1, we have these guys. I'm going to... Fuck, I should have put them up there. Reload. No, I've just spent ages doing this. I'll try and get them in and around. I should have put them around there so that way when they started marching forward, I could have just... You know? No, they can cut across. That's fine. Right. And then the second one I want to do is you, I believe. We want to... Your range. So let's get you a little bit of range there. And there was a third one. There was a third bunch of doggos. Where is the doggos? Ah, next one. Right, so these guys are ranged, so that would be nice to get them shooting over there. Who can fire while moving? You can. And you can. So you guys can have skirmish mode on. Shit. Right. Those ones can have skirmish mode on. This is going to go poorly, but we can try. This is the only part that has war machines, like range stuff like that. These guys are running around there. These dogs are gonna get absolutely smushed right now. They're going to get smushed-ed, I believe. It's a technical term, smushed-ed. I believe that's what's gonna happen. Because when it showed them going across there, I thought they would actually go cross terrain, but they're not. They're just cutting around there. And these guys, though, I think these guys, can you see? You can't reach. So that's a good vantage point. You can shoot down there. You guys are not ranged. So you guys can like creep around the back here. Oh, look at that already. Who did that? Who did that? You did. Oh, lovely. So we've already got some damage on in there. Oh, it's 300 for a barricade. We were on 208. There you. They are running over there though for a reason. Thank you for the head pack. A barricade would be nice. Barricade. Right, they're taking some serious damage from the war machines. They're shooting them too. Can you start shooting at them, please? Magic Man, what can you do today? What's this? Ooh. What can he do? He can. Swirling vortex of death. We can't reach because he's actually got short arms. So hopefully they'll run into that. Grimgore just chilling. The fuck is this? Oh, it's like a little settlement. That's nice. How long we got? 116. How long we got on this? 17. It's just one man. It's just one guy. Guys, that's our reinforcements, guys. Just him. Just this one guy. He's the only one you need. Oh, we'll see. I can't believe we get one guy. They get all of those and we get one guy. Let's see. Doggos, doggos, did they just completely die? Doggos got wiped. Cow cow. Cow cow attack. Can you shoot someone, please? That would be very nice if you could shoot someone. Oh, I only slightly got them, and it slightly got the next one as well, actually. Right, so what can you do next? He needs line of sight. You sure you can't see? Maybe that wasn't the best place to put him. They're gonna be coming in hot. It looks like Grimgore is trying to make a move around the side. It probably would have been good to have some towers there. I can't make a tower there. It's 500. It's gonna be a while before we have 500. I think over here is looking like a bit of a mess. Because these guys can't reach yet. Now they can. Fire at will. Fire, 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 fire. Can you fire, please? What happened in here? Still goes. Doggos, can you shoot them? Who's that? Who's that? Can you take them on? You can like shoot them as well. I'm gonna try and keep you out of the melee, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope these guys don't overlap too much, otherwise my own guys are gonna end up getting shot to shit. Okay, Grimgore is making his way around the back. He's trying to flank us, guys. He's trying to get into the middle of our settlement. Should have seen that coming. Should have thought of that. Okay, as soon as I can see him, I can fuck him up. What have we got here? So these guys are meant to be ranged. Magma cannons be magma. These guys do be shooting. Please do be shooting. In our group here, who's Zian? You. I think it would be best if you came over here. Because everyone has just completely avoided the way I was hoping they would go. And they've gone around the other way. They've split. Which is not what I wanted. Bugger. So I'm going to get them going over there. I think I want to bring him sort of the fucking long way. How do I even get to there? Shit. I kind of wanted to do some spells on Grimgore. Over here. Barricade, be ready in 2 seconds. Oh. They are doing us a not nice shoot. Ooh, look at that. Flying over the top there. We got a squig coming in here, actually. You can attack them. You guys are doing nothing. I'm gonna get some of these to go around here if they can. I don't think they're gonna be very fast, but They're not doing anything. They're gonna have to come around. Otherwise, they're just gonna be standing there doing nothing. You can't actually see them. I'm gonna get you over here. Maybe you can see better then. Let's see what they do. These guys, they're getting a barricade. I'm not gonna put the archers on there purely because it would take too long to move them and then blah. Right, so over here, this guy's Zian, but he can take on some of them. These guys are Zian. Unfortunately, these guys... Who did I say? Someone I said come over here. That guy can now, I suppose. Goblin. How do they get there? I wonder how they're gonna go. I'm just doing this out of sheer curiosity to see which way around they go. They teach me a quick way. You're not ranged, that's why. Okay. Building's under attack, that's fine. That's okay. Blunderbusses, can you look at attacking some of those, please? Who did I send in? I sent someone in, didn't I? Yeah. Yo, where's the squig boy gone? Squig boy! There's a squig in my war machine! Get him out of there! You kill that unit, get them out of there. Blunderbusses. Some range, they're giving up 2. Okay, we'll look at dealing with this. How not be doing so well against them, but I mean, it's something. Guys, it's nearly 9:30. I haven't even finished setting up yet. Well, I have finished setting up, but we're only partway in. Oh, his reinforcements have arrived. They're shooting us. Panic has ensued. Panic taking over. That's my blunderbuss. I didn't want the blunderbusses in melee. There's some more blunderbusses. I really wanted some blunderbusses to fight Grimgore, but there's just really, it's not gonna happen now. I fucked up. Careful, the giant squigs explode when killed. Are you fucking serious? You not doing anything, Mr. Useless. A meteor on Grimgore, that would be nice. No one over here is Zian, which is nice.
Let's do this! The drums, boys!
You to shoot over here. Grimgore is heading for the center. He's just gonna go straight in there, isn't he? I'm a complete fool. I have messed this up so bad. Don't cause a nuisance of yourself. I didn't realize these guys are having such a bad time.
Dragons gets! Hobgoblin!
My dude, he's here. Come to save the day. This is not looking promising. Done with farmer. It's gamer time. Hello, welcome back. I hope your farming went well. And now he is weak to fire. Where is my blunderbuss? Blunderbussies are fucking chasing someone. Are you serious? Guys, what are you doing? Come back. Fucking hell. What a maniac. Oh, War Machine's not having fun. War Machine's not having a good time. Right, now everyone's coming back. Jesus heck. Oh, shit. Oh, Blunderbussy's gone. Everyone's gone. Everyone's dying. My dude is just standing here. You know where the fuck I am. Where's Grimgor? They're not good against Grimgor. They're not good against Grimgor. Large explosion area. I'd say here would be a good thing. No, they're all moving. They're gonna be gone by the time it happens. Fucking what a waste. You know what? Borfed it. I did. Just had to move much of loose wood from a storm recently and some other small stuff around the property. Oh, okay. Maintenance. You know what, guys? I'm gonna say I kind of fucked this up. It could have been done a lot better. I didn't prep very well. I have to do this next time. I definitely did not do it very well. Was that a sneeze? It was a hic. Reload? I'm gonna have to. I fudged this so bad. This could have been done so much better. There's no one here. There's no one here. What are my Arrow boys? The Arrow boys are doing over there. What's going on? Everyone's just moving. Okay, it's all gone to shit. I'm so sorry. I butchered this. There is no way of saving this right now. Look. There he is. Oh no, wait. He's not. Grimgor, where are you? Blunderbussies. Who? Who not doing anything? Who? Deal with it. Oh yeah, this is lost. Well, I'm now officially fully packed and ready to start traveling in about 7 hours. You should get some sleep. But enjoy your holiday. Enjoy your holidays. My dude is just standing there. Every time I look at him, he's just standing still. Well, it's nice knowing you guys. It hasn't gone well. It hasn't gone very well. Oh shit, did I peak real high? I'm so sorry. I did sort this out. I did sort it out yesterday for the peaking. But apparently it just peaks at random times. I don't quite know how it works. Everyone's going, everyone's flying. Have rocket. Missile? Meteor. So what campaign is next? It's gonna be a Chaos, a Warriors of Chaos one. Definitely, because that's the other DLC I have. So that's what it will be. Do you think I should take the L? I fucked this up big. Oh, I'm being attacked by an arachnarok, that's why. Have it, have it, have it. No! Could have squished him like the bug he is. Demon Prince Daniel. Wait, there's a Daniel? Huh? It's definitely an L. It's very much an L. I fucked that. I think I could have got at least close. But I wrecked it. I did not do a very good job of that. And thus ends the era of the Chaos Dwarves. Grimgore, you claimed yet another victim, you dick. What an asshole. Total white. Total white. Dirty rotten rebel. Dirty rotten bastard. But I did promise Brian update. Brian. Sir, you have served us well in this time. Sir Brian. He hasn't even finished his final journey yet. How many turns? He's got 3 turns left until Brian completes his final journey. Rest in peace, City of Jizz. Yeah. It's okay. It's alright. We will, we will kill Brian. We're not gonna kill Brian. Brian's adorable. Look at him. Brian Jr., Margaret Thatcher. Naturally. Ambush hugs. Wolf Warrior. Hello, welcome. How are you? Oh man, surprise hugs. Can we get another pirate boat doot? Why do you like the doot so much? There you go. You make Brian sound like a flock of migrating birds. Brian is... Well, he's a killing machine, but, you know, he's actually rather lovely. You can feed him by hand and everything. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. It's late. So what we'll have to do is we're going to have to start renaming... What faction are you? Currently, I'm playing the Chaos Dwarves. But I kind of got wrecked by Grimgore. So I think he's been trying to wreck me for a while. He's been on a bit of his revenge era. So I'm going to have a look at the Warriors of Chaos DLC next, as it's something that I have. So we're going to have a look at that next time, because Grimgore is a bit of a pain in the butt. Maybe we should be in a hunting horn main. Wholesome person, hello, welcome, how are you? Skaven? Man, I've been trying to resist. I do love me some Skaven. I've been trying to resist. Trying so hard to resist. Now he sounds like a pigeon. Good, he's delicate and fragile and lovely. Yeah, so the next time we'll do Warriors of Chaos. And you know what? We might just then go back around to Skaven. See what I've learned. See if I can put all this back into practice. Don't forget the legendary lore mod. Oh yeah, I need to install that as well. That will give me... So ending this campaign will give me a chance to install that as well. Warriors of Skaven. Oh man, that'd be brilliant. More Skaven DLC is just what we need. Thank you for blessing us, Mimi. No, thank you for coming along. Nice stream, Mimi. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you everyone for being here. Let me have a look. Let's see. My eyes are much sleepy. I may just not raid today because I am very tired and I'd have to stick around for a while. So, yeah, not gonna raid today. Me. It's been a while since we didn't raid. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming along today. I will see you on Tuesday at the normal time, hopefully, providing there's no delays or anything while I'm going out doing my errands. Mixu Unlocker, Legendary Lords, Immortal Empire, Expanded. Those are goated mods. I'm gonna take a picture of what you said rather than write it down because I'll just forget to look at it. My phone's nearly dead, but it's good enough to take a picture. Bye, Mimi. Dude. Goodbye. Thank you everyone again for coming along today. I had lots of fun. And yeah, I hope you had fun, and I hope I will see you guys again on Tuesday, 1:30 2 p.m. BST. Providing obviously there's no delays, as I said. But yes, thank you and goodbye.